So it's live. Are we live?
I think we're live. What is
Okay.
up? This is
Hey,
the
everybody.
Dodge Garage Live with Tom. What is going on here? What is
Hey, guys.
this?
Look what I got.
Wow!
I
Tom got
know.
merch. I knew that was coming. Because I have to approve every order.
From my and
Ah! Where'd he go? What did you do? We made it exactly 30 seconds without technical difficulties. Oh my god. Where did you go? How'd
sorry,
you do
guys. I
that?
got a random phone call.
Oh,
Apparently, my phone shut off when I got a phone call.
yeah, that happens. It's
All right,
inconvenient.
Jamie. I can't hear you.
What?
Can
Why? Oh my god.
anybody hear Jamie?
Yes, they can. Turn your volume up.
Because I can't hear Jamie right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyway. We can't hear each other. That's good.
Can be okay. I
Yeah.
can't hear Jamie.
Yeah.
Why can't I hear Jamie?
I don't know. AIDS.
Okay.
Here, I know. I'll just call Tom. What was going on? This is the Dutch Garage
What the
Live,
heck?
and it's going exactly as expected.
Volume is up.
I'm gonna
Okay,
have a
I'm just
drink.
gonna have to get out of this and reload it. I think because getting
Yeah,
that phone call screwed everything up.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No negativity regarding the 81 Challenger will be tolerated. Nice. Hello from Washington. AIDS. What's up, everybody? How's it going? What's good in the hood? Something about the armpit of Oregon and then the armpit of Florida. Rich Riker started the Dart and ran her up to temperature today. No driving, though. I started the cars as you saw yesterday, but that's all I've done. Okay, how about now?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know.
Good.
Sorry, I got a phone call, guys.
You're not
My
allowed
bad.
to get phone calls. That's very poorly
Apparently.
timed.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Freeman says it could actually be really funny if they translated back and forth between us. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Pierce is here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What is up? How's it going, Ray? BCC Photech, the PT Gasser guy. Caitlin Harris is here. Crashes Roadrunner Garage. Rich Jordan.
All the gang.
Can you hear me now? Avon, what up? Hank Kimball, what is that 12 string behind you? That was actually custom built for me. I bought that 335 copy off eBay in 2007. And a friend of mine turned it into a 12 string. 2 minutes late, 126 people. Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Is my sister
Remember
here?
to like.
I don't know.
Remember to like if you haven't liked. It's important.
Yeah.
It does stuff.
Yeah, it does stuff for the thing. McLovin is here, one of our mods, and he could use a burrito. Nice.
Couldn't we all?
Yeah, I could definitely use a burrito.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Radcliffe is here. Goten Abend? I don't know what that is. Good evening? It's probably good evening. Todd Denayo is here from Ely, Minnesota. How's it going? Bish is trying to figure out what year duster my mom used to have. Any recommendations on any websites that show all the different style front ends? Well, there are only 3. So just Google 1970 duster, and then 1973 duster, and then 1975 duster. And one of those will be the right duster. Unless it was a Dart Sport or a Demon. In which case, it won't.
Or if there's the Shark Tooth Grill from 71, 72.
Oh,
but
shit. Yeah, there is that. Whoa! Bill Nye sent me $50. Good evening, Bill. Good evening, Jamie. Thanks for all your help. Absolutely. Happy to do it. Much appreciated, my friend. Yeah.
Good point, Dave Freeman. If you're not on the Discord server, get on the Discord server, post a picture, and we will help.
Yeah. Yep. Rooster wants to know how rare a 69 Fury with a gator top is.
That's my buddy Dan. He has the production numbers on that.
Your brother will not stand for the F3 green slander. I am here for it, as the kids are saying.
I don't know if you got in the comments or not, but I got a little ugly in the comments today.
I did not get in the comments, but nice.
Uh-huh.
I have to bring this up. Angel's Garage. Hey Jamie, what do you think of my Dodge all-wheel drive trike? It's right there. It's based on a Durango, and he posted the link to a video showing the progress on it today. Was that on today's video or yesterday's video? I think it was on today's video. But it's amazing. It's incredible. It's the stuff dreams are made of, and I'm impressed.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Anyway, if you saw Tom's video today, he did, another dealership paperwork breakdown from Poly Motors, formerly in Shelton, Washington. And I came up with some homework for him, which I think he's going to actually complete for us during this live stream. My friend Connor has a 66 Coronet 440 with a 318 Poly. And it's the one he was teasing me with possibly selling me in this very live stream a couple weeks ago. And it occurred to me that car was supposedly originally from Shelton, which means it must have been sold at Poly Motors. And so Tom might actually have paperwork for it, maybe.
I might. So let me see if I can find it, because I have all the paperwork from the dealership I have scanned, so it's all on my computer. So it's going to take me a little bit of homework, but I'm going to work on that and see if I can find it. Fortunately, Jamie was supposed to give me the VIN today, and I don't think that happened.
I don't think we can get it easily. He's not near it, so.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I asked how many red Coronet 440 two-door hardtops did they sell?
Well, a lot of it's just a sales receipt with a VIN, so it doesn't necessarily tell me the color. That'll tell me if it's a two-door hardtop or what engine, but it won't tell me the color. So
gotcha.
But there are only so many Poly Motors
66
66s that I scanned.
Yeah, and it's two-door hardtop. So
there's a Charger, 66 Charger with a Poly.
Oh wow. Sven Larson, US? I don't know, said, good duo. Thank you. And Patrick McConnell said hi to both of us.
Hi.
Remember that time everything broke down as soon as we started? That was fun.
That's on me.
I didn't. I don't think my sister's here, which means McLovin is unofficially my sister.
Here is a two-door Coronet 500.
Oh, it's not a 4. It's not a 500. It's not a 500. What's funny is they have a Coronet 500 as well, and I don't know where the heck that one came from, but his is a 440.
What engine do you know?
Poly.
What color is ZZ1 and 66? I can't remember that. I do have the color on that one.
I don't know.
Hold on. I got the books.
Okay. Green? Metallic green?
Gold metallic.
Poly. Gold metallic? ZZ1.
So
yeah, gold poly. Okay. It just looks very green in some pictures.
So that's not it.
That ain't it. Okay. It's an original red car.
Okay. I'm going to keep on doing homework.
Tom Pry asked where to send me a picture of his stepdad's 68 Charger that looks like my red one. deaddodgegarage@gmail.com, or as someone else mentioned on the Discord server, works too. And I'm sure McLovin will have posted a link to that. He usually does. Oh, I forgot to go get the Christmas screaming goat. Dang it.
Aw.
McLovin asks how... I know. McLovin asks how the front end replacement is going on your dad's Roadrunner.
It's going very well. We got it. I'm doing a video on that, but I'm not going to do it till it's all together. So engine's back in now. Evan got all the suspension together, and then we were just about to do all the brakes on Friday at like 3, and then I realized that I took the wheel cylinders from my dad's project and used them on another car. So ordered them at O'Reilly's and have to get them on Monday. So
word.
Just 2 wheel sills, which kept me from getting that car together on Friday. But yeah, but we're getting close. Hopefully, should be. I'm hoping Jamie comes in Thursday and does the alignment on it, and then we can go for a test drive and,
is that what we're
see
doing?
How much better it is than the Magnum stuff. So,
and I suppose we'll have a pile of Dodge truck parts by that time, maybe.
Hopefully, it's Rock Auto, so you never know.
All right. A Mopar Man 408 is offended by my definition of burritos. Well, they're the ones I always get are the coffee stand burritos, and yeah, they're quite small, but they're still wrapped in a tortilla, and they're relatively tasty, and, it's the most edible thing you can get at the coffee stand. I would much prefer a real burrito.
That Cornet's a 2-door hardtop, right? I just found a 4-door.
Yes, 2-door.
Okay, so it's a Coronet 440, 2-door hardtop.
2-door hardtop, poly, red, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at the LA plant right now.
Hmm.
They sold a bunch of stuff.
Gary knew
Okay,
what
there's a
color that
Cornet
was.
Deluxe, 318 poly, Dart 2-door. Oh, here we go. 2-door Cornet 440. It's white though. White with tan interior.
No,
So that's not it.
that ain't it. Mark wants to know what's wrong with metallic green. I don't know. Ask the people in Tom's comments. Tom is the book. Nice.
I have all the 69 to 71 codes memorized. I don't have the 66 codes memorized.
Yeah, the alphabet stuff's weird. Brian Prescott,
doesn't
what
make a
would
lot of
it
sense.
cost to rebuild a 66-318 poly? Can Machine Shop handle it? Of course they can. Yeah. But cost varies so much. I mean, if you hand it to a machine shop and say, "Here, dude, just completely build this," you're gonna spend what, $4,000? I mean, a lot. If you can just take a trip to the machine shop, get all the parts, and do it yourself, 2 to 3, probably. It depends a lot. Kind of depends on what you can get away with.
There's another 500, but it's LA 318.
Oh. Wait. Are you in 67?
66. That had to
How
be
would-
poly. What's
Or
F?
couldn't
What's
be.
F in 66? I bet that's a
I-
typo.
Okay.
I don't think there is an F.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Chris Freemaster says, "Stop talking about food. Now I'm getting hungry." Sorry. That's unfortunate. Tin Shack Video said hello from the second most southern mountain in the Cascade Range. How's it going? Oh, wow. Lovejoy might be picking up a Diplomat to pair with his Fifth Avenue, since everyone thinks it's a Diplomat anyway. Nice.
Yes.
Dalton Sparks made it. How's it going, Dalton Sparks? What's good in the hood? Bish says, "Yep, my mom's old Duster seems to be a 75. Yeah, slant 6 or 318, although they did have, do they still have Duster 360 by 75? They did in 74.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it make
All
it
of
to the
76.
end? Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
If
I
I
mean,
was
they're
in the market,
rare. There wasn't much performance those years, but yes,
right,
they were.
right, but they did exist. If I was in the market for
Yes.
one of those in driving condition, what would rarity cost be? 75 76s you don't see as much. I want to say 73 4s are more common. As far as value, the good news for you is late A bodies are the least valuable, but all A bodies have gone up substantially. So I don't know. I don't know what that's worth really. God, you got to be able to find a 75 Duster driving for well under 10 grand. You have to.
They're not that hard to find. You can buy one of the nicest ones in the world for that. Here's a
Maybe.
Here's a 66 Cornet 4-door bought by a father at St. Martin's College in Lacey, Washington. By a priest.
Wow.
4-door 440 with a poly 318.
Oh, Tom, did you get your cake?
Oh, yeah, I did. Thank you very much. I didn't film it, but I did. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
that. I really appreciate it.
Nice.
Yes, I did.
Dude, I was planning to eat some of mine during the live today. You're not supposed
Mine's
to eat on
inside.
camera, but I was totally going to. But it's in the
Dude,
kitchen.
I have so much dessert from Christmas. We're still eating. I haven't even gotten to it. That won't
Well,
spoil, so
same.
it's getting saved.
We had cheesecake.
So-
Yeah, exactly. We had cheesecake my wife made. We had a delicious raspberry thing that was brought, then 2 kinds of cream pies, and then, cookies. And so, no, I haven't gotten to mine either because it is shelf staple.
Mhm. Yes, exactly.
Daniel Taylor's finally catching one of the gatherings. Never sure when these things start. 6 p.m. Pacific every Sunday.
Yeah,
Welcome,
Jamie's
man.
pretty consistent.
Well, 6:05 p.m. Let's say that.
I do not see the car, Jamie. I just went through all the plans. I do not see it. So if you can give me a VIN, I will look
Okay.
again, but I do not
All
see
right.
any. There's a white one. There's not a red one. So maybe if it's a color change, but there's a white one, but not a red one. So
I swear it's an original red car. It's definitely black interior. Okay. All right. Well, we'll get the VIN then. Bill Mize. Poly is, it's very, very similar to the early Hemi. Yeah. Just different heads, of course. But Gary is about the 29th person to tell me that the 78 Ramp Truck Crew Cab in Portland has gone down to $8,000.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're all watching it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man, like every single commenter in here has a membership badge, so thanks everybody. Much
Great.
appreciated.
Awesome.
Is yellow can't be the last one. I thought I did like 6 different colors. I got to go back and check. I'm going to have to add more colors. Anyway. Tyler C. Jamie, great video on the fleet update. You have a really nice collection. Thank you. Appreciate that. The 81 Challenger just bringing in the money. Yeah. I'm at least a couple grand to the good on that car in ad revenue because people just love it. So, yeah. And I'm
I
enjoying
don't really
it too.
understand it, but
well, maybe if you did, you'd understand more about YouTube.
McLovin, I don't think I've ever seen a tan tough wheel. I know they were available, but I don't think I've ever seen one. So that's pretty rare piece. Pretty much everyone I've ever seen is in black. So,
yeah. Told me he was buying that. Jimmy Baps is here from a while ago. How's it going, Jimmy? What is up? Oh, and Lovejoy's been a member for 3 months. Wow. Hope you had a good holiday week. I did. I actually relaxed quite a bit, which is why I only had 2 videos this week. Also Christmas, and, I didn't see the point of posting a video that day, but
it was same here. I sent my kids off to the beach. We're going out there for New Year's on Tuesday. So my in-laws have a place out in Ocean Shores, so we go out there sometimes. It's kind of fun. So
Josh's Christmas dinner with steak and eggs. Nice. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. We did Christmas Eve here. Oh, it was ridiculous. And then Christmas at my mother-in-law's. Also, lots and lots of food. Yeah. Jeff Militich, watching your videos is like attending Mopar U with Tom and Jamie. Now I'm going to add just Mopar Joe. Yeah. Love that guy. I was just talking to him.
You should have him back on again.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on in a while.
I want to. Oh, yeah. No, I know we'll do that at some point.
I mean, he's kind of does an hour because he's, Central Time, but, it's good to get him on.
Yep. Yeah, we got to do that again. Todd Denio, think only the 354 were same lower. So all of the polys, the DeSoto A engine thing is a little weird. There's a Dodge Poly, Dodge Hemi, Chrysler Poly, Chrysler Hemi. Those 2 are the same family. And then the DeSoto, there was never really a Poly version in DeSoto, but then the A engine was built, which is basically kind of sort of DeSoto Hemi size. Anyway, there's some kind of lineage there. But there are 3 different Poly engine families. That's what you need to know. Bobblehead just became a fancy member. Thanks, Bobblehead. And welcome.
Fancy.
Dan Taylor. Convert to Central Time, add the Canadian tariff, convert to metric. 42. 73 Polera on Salem Craigslist, not a police car.
Ooh, really?
Not a police car.
Yeah.
Are you still excited?
Well, I need parts. I've technically one WSP car is my brother's, though.
Right.
But, whatever, we go back and forth sometimes. But, I've got a 73 that's pretty rough. So I could use a parts car for that.
That makes sense. Yeah, I said a 6-month color. So did I just skip 4 and 5, I guess? I don't know. Nick Durkitz also just became a member. Thanks, Nick. And welcome. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Doing what? Fratsog turns green at 6 months. Okay, that makes sense. Huh. Dave Freeman. Everyone loves the Challenger. Yeah, the Barracuda is popular too. Don't worry. Oh, dang. Jordan got a job working on cars.
73 Polera, $2,500. Huh.
And Tom is on his way to Salem.
It's been up for 23 days, so.
Alan.
Although, the plates are blacked out, and it says I'm in spotty cell coverage, so there's definitely some scam, notes on this. I don't think it's a scam, but it's.
Oh, Gary said the F code in 66 is 361. That would be pretty early production.
Oh, right.
If still had 361. Yep. Was that a Charger, or was that that was a Coronet?
It was Coronet.
That was a Coronet.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep. Thank you. I couldn't remember.
Alan
It's not-
M00, maybe Alan Moo, I don't know. Just imagine how much money a 1980s Caravan video would bring. Dude, it's going to happen. I'm waiting. I want a
Find
turbo.
him a
Turbo
turbo
5-speed.
5-speed
Yep.
wagon, and Jamie is all in.
I'm in. Vivian is here and says, Tom, I was on the Amtrak the other day. We had to stop because someone had parked their car on the tracks, which reminded me of a certain John Dallin story. Do you remember this?
He used to work at
Darlene?
Rocket years
Oh.
ago. I don't. Yeah, it's Darlene. I don't. I'm sorry. My memory's not what it used to be. I'm getting old.
Congratulations.
I don't. I know John had some crazy stories, but John was a good dude. He worked at Rocket for a long time.
Laser XT swap the Challenger. People keep telling me to engine swap the Challenger. I'm not gonna do that. The whole point is to work with what's there, you know?
By the way, I mentioned this to Jamie the other week, so I totally forgotten this. So I was bought a bunch of stuff from the Dave Wren estate when he passed away up north. There was a lot of cool stuff in there, and apparently they tried to get him to race Plymouth Arrows, and he had a whole bunch of NOS engine stuff. So I'm pretty sure there's an NOS head around here somewhere they gave to Trev, plus a dual side draft setup. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Trev has possession of that right now, but I might have to get that back from Trev.
Yeah, we might have to ask him about that. I need a head. Oh, wow.
Yes. I know that's one of the big issues of that car right now. So, yeah.
Rich, right? Well, it's not a big issue. It's just that's where I want to go next, looking for some horsepower. Port ahead, and I want to delete the jet valves.
Right. Yeah, I do remember that story. Vivian. Yeah, he had a factory Panther Pink Duster. I went from him to Mike a couple times, and he got up on the railroad tracks, and the train was coming, and it started spinning wheels on the track. It was not good.
Did he get out?
He did.
Wow. Yes. Rich Riker, where did Plymouth fit into the Polly Hemi saga? I guess I didn't explain this properly. Plymouth never had that time, the 50s. Plymouth never had a Hemi. In fact, they didn't have their own V8 to begin with. They used Dodge V8s for the first year or two. 55, it's a Dodge V8. 56, I think it still is. I don't know. When did the A engine come? 57 or 58? I don't know, somewhere in
58.
there. Okay.
58.
So that would mean 55, 6, 7 Plymouths used Dodge Hemis. Or Dodge Pollys. Right?
I think so.
That would be
I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I know 55s do. I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah.
But yeah. They didn't get a Hemi in that time. And
then 58, they got the 350 big block. So for the Furies.
There you go. And then the A engine arrived at some point. But that's where they fit in. And then DeSoto didn't have a Poly. They only had their Hemi. And just Mopar Joe has been dynoing his 400 stroker. Yes, it looks amazing. It's crazy.
What did he get? I haven't seen that video.
Dude, 6. He's not done either. He's still got a part 3 coming. But 600... 640 foot-pounds of torque or something. And I think 630 horsepower. I don't know. It's somewhere around there. That's crazy.
Moving. That's moving, man.
It's nuts. It's a 500 stroker, I believe. And yeah, it's very, very impressive. I'm also surprised Just Mopar Joe doesn't have more subscribers. He's getting up there. He doesn't post like a psychopath like I do. And I feel like his stuff's a little bit more niche because it's almost exclusively engine stuff. I mean, that's his superpower, obviously. Like, I can build an engine, and he's full of good information.
He did that one about the Roadrunner the other day I watched, that Survivor Roadrunner. But the problem with that video was I didn't understand what was going on. He didn't explain anything. It was like, oh, we just got this Roadrunner. Then this guy talked about it for like 30 minutes, and then like nothing really happened. So I was a little confused on what was going on in that video.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't make it all the way through that, but I started watching it, and I was cooking breakfast or something. But I saw I got a bunch of views, so I don't know. Rich Riker just became a member as well. Thank you, Rich. And welcome. So many members. But yeah. Anyway, I went out of my way to give him a couple tips recently because I pointed out, we're we're doing really well on views with the formula we've cooked up, and you are more than welcome to not blatantly steal, but like kind of copy what we're doing. Like, I really think it could help you, and you deserve it. So anyway.
He does good content. There's just some stuff because he was doing that Roadrunner video, and he had the other guy like working on it. He's like, oh yeah, we just did this, this, and this, but like they didn't actually show any of it. He's like, well, I didn't film any of it. So he's just like, oh, we fixed the brakes, we fixed this, and like nothing really happened. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky, but
gotcha. I think he was just I don't know, kind of third wheeling it on that production.
Yeah, I think he was.
Josh. Oh, damn, Mafia is breaking his silence of over 3 weeks. Welcome. Love the fact you've come out as a content creator for YouTube. Looking forward to all your future stuff. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jimmy Baps needs to find a drive shaft, 69 dart, 4-speed, 8 3/4 rear. Is this something I'll have to measure, or is there a stock length? There is, and actually a regular... The only problem you'll have there, because the 4-speed is the same length as like a 904. So it's not hard to find a drive shaft that matches that, but the 8 3/4 does require a slightly shorter drive shaft. That may or may not become a problem for you. The 8 3/4 is like, is it an inch? I can't remember, but it's a little more, the yoke is like an inch further forward-ish. And I know in some cases you can just do it. Do what?
Also, the measurements are in the parts book. So if you have a parts book, they're actually in the parts book. But saying that, there are mistakes.
Right.
Yeah, but it's in the parts book. There are mistakes. I remember we cut one down for Barracuda without measuring it one time. We did an 8 3/4 swap, and we did it by the book, and it didn't fit. And I learned my lesson. I've never done that again. So use the parts book measurement and then actually measure it. But remember, you got to measure it on the ground, because when the rear end goes down, the rear end goes up and shortens it slightly. So for lengthen,
it's backwards of what you think it would be. When it droops, the axle goes forward, and it gets slightly, it does this.
Right.
It's backwards of what you think. You would think it's drooping away, but because of the shape of the springs, it's not. It actually droops towards the transmission.
But
either way, take your measurement on the ground, and then that will be accounted for, essentially.
Yep, but it's in the parts book, so.
Plymouth had the 318 poly, said, Todd, there are actually sizes before 318. 277, was that the first one?
Yeah, and they had a 303 too, I think.
I think those were around sooner than 58. I think 57, because we did the fin
55.
car.
277 was 55.
56. With the poly, the A series engine, that's what I was saying. I know your 57 convertible could have had or would have had a 277, which is an A series. So I know they had it by then.
Okay.
But I also know
I'm not up on 50s polys.
55 was a Dodge poly because Plymouth didn't have the A series yet. I know it was 55
I know you
and
get a
56.
Yeah, because I know you got a V8 in the Belvedere in 55. So
well, you could get it in the cheap car too. The Plaza, you could get a V8. Connors is a V8 two-door, and it's a Dodge poly. Dalton Sparks would love to have a 361, but not the fuel-injected one. I'd like to have the fuel-injected one because it's worth an absurd amount of money.
Except they didn't work, but...
Well, no.
my buddy had a 58 300D factory fuel injection car. Pretty cool.
I assume all the fuel injection stuff was long gone.
Oh, yeah. Long gone. Yeah. But there was a little plate in the trunk to get to the fuel pump. So that's how you could tell it was different. And of course, all the Chrysler paperwork's out there for those too, so they're documented. But yeah.
Richard Scott asked if the Daytona was a broken mount. I didn't actually look. I had the thought. It's just I've replaced and seen plenty of broken front-wheel drive engine mounts in my time as a mechanic, and I've never seen anything do something violent like that. Sure, I've had engines that knock around and lift up and everything, but that was crazy. So it may well be. Apparently, it's common. I don't know. We'll get back to that later.
That was pretty funny.
It was impressive.
The look on your face when that first happened was pretty funny.
He didn't tell me at all. I just got in it to move it for our party that day, and I just put it in reverse. Like, holy shit! It's like I got punched in the face. It was just crazy. Anyway, Hank Kimball says, "I'm a Ford guy, but I love your channel. My first car was a '73 Demon. Well, that seems unlikely because '72 was the last year for the Demon. But in any case, thank you very much." And John Donati is here from rainy Central Virginia. Yes, it's raining all over the world.
Well, Bullock, the Chevy injection was mechanical, so it actually worked
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
The Chrysler one was electronic,
The
and
electronic fuel
they
injection.
only tested it in the lab, and what they found is just interference from like radio waves interfered with it, so it didn't work. So it worked great in the lab.
Transformers.
As soon as it was out in the field, Transformers, yeah, it just didn't work. It
Yep.
wasn't ready for prime time. There's
Super glitchy.
Jay Leno's mechanics got one to work, but he pretty much had to put it's the original fuel injection setup, but he had to use like Bosch components. It's like it's not the stock stuff to running it.
I thought
So
he like completely re-engineered the original computer or something. Changed out all the
something
capacitors or
like that.
something. I know that's
Yeah.
been done.
And it had Bosch injectors. It had a few other things because those
Hmm.
actually had dual distributors in them, by the way.
Yes. Yep. One for spark, one for fuel timing.
Yep, they're crazy looking.
Pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah,
Alan
Dan,
Sittings still have my Turbo 5-speed minivan. Jealous. What now?
Nice. Oh, Dan, yeah, there's one of the 361s is running too. There's a Plymouth guy. He used all your new stuff, but he got a fuel injection working too on one.
Yep. Lovejoy says I should swap an 81 Mitsubishi Galant engine in the Challenger. Stop it. Josh Jesh asked how early production my 66 Charger was since it had a 361. October, I believe. Middle of October. Excuse me. Do you have a license plate frame from Reitman Motors in Clatskanie, Oregon?
I think I do actually. That's really my brother question. If Gary's on here, I think he is. But I'm pretty sure we do because there was a wrecking yard down there. I got a bunch of stuff out of. And we raided a whole bunch of plate frames before they crushed everything. So I think I do. But you're gonna have to remind me. There's zero chance I'll remember this in an hour. So you're gonna have to just shoot me an email, tom@rockaresto.com. I don't sell singles with license plate frames because I'm a hoarder. Yeah, send me an email. I'll look and see if I have a duplicate. I think I have a couple of those. So
nice. Did you get any love trying to sell the Dakota RT?
Yeah. Zero. Yeah. Not one single message on it. Unfortunately.
Buy it back.
So I'm going to list that. I'm going to wait till after the first of the year. This is like the worst time in the world to sell a car. So after the first of the year, I'll list it on Facebook and see what happens. So, or if it doesn't sell, maybe I'll just keep it. Who knows? I got too much stuff going on to put any time into the thing. I really need to get back on the Superbird, although no one cares about videos on that, but I really need to get back on that car.
I've multiple times today in response to the really people watch the 81 Challenger videos comments, I said, yeah, they love that, and they don't give a damn about the Daytona or Superbird videos. Like, dude, I'm sorry, I can't change the way this works.
I did 3 videos on that car. The first one did good because it was like us getting it. It was a really cool story. The second one was us getting it running in 3 days, and it just bombed on my channel. Like I couldn't believe I put more time and effort into that video than I think any other video I've ever done. And except for that wrecking yard video, and it just did nothing. It was crazy.
Yeah. No, it was, and mine did okay, but not great. Oh wow.
Alan, yes, I did sell the Imperial convertible. Went down to Oregon, so
I got those pictures from Tom Fry. Dang it! Stop turning. It's kind of in the background and hard to see. But would you stop? Come on, what's wrong with you? There we go.
Bulldog, we can ship it Bulldog.
What's that? Work. It's a Charger, just like mine, in the background of
cool.
A very old picture.
Nice.
Yeah. Delivery stat. What? What did I do? Oh. Weird.
Steve, I kind of like the Lancers. There's actually one I bought a long time ago, like 6 months ago that someone picked up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to hopefully fairly soon. The problem is I need a parking spot for it because I can't leave it outside. But it's actually an aluminum Science 6. So when I pick that up, there will definitely be a video on it.
I'm looking forward to seeing how blown the head gasket is in that. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, it runs. So, but yeah, I'm really hater.
Listen, if they actually worked, I'd have 5 of them. Yeah. Oh, and Ren's channel, you're very welcome, and thank you.
Yeah, Dan, the problem is I already have 2 shop trucks. That's my problem. I don't need a third. So I have right now, I have my newer truck, my newer Ram. I've got an 03 Cummins dually I just bought with a 6-speed, and Jamie's going to be doing a Cummins swap on a 73 crew cab pretty soon,
Oh
and
yeah.
so that'll be 3 shop trucks. So I definitely don't need 4 shop trucks. So
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I have 2 Cummins trucks, and so like I don't need a cool shop truck either. The shop truck idea of like a little hot rod thing to run around town, like that's cool, but I tow stuff. Like those trucks don't really do much for me. And I love that little Dakota. It's a very fun driver and everything, but yeah, I couldn't justify its existence. And
It does a good burnout.
oh, it does a very good burnout. Bish asked, being more familiar with Ford pickups, I was curious if Chrysler did a similar thing Ford did in 73 by having distinct truck motors. No. Well, short answer, no. If it's a 318, it's a 318. It doesn't matter at that time. In some years, heavy, like 69s and maybe 70, heavier duty truck 318s had forged cranks. There are industrial engines, which is this whole other thing, but you don't really see those in pickups. Just as a general rule, no. But I suppose there are exceptions. I don't know. Like, they're the cast crank 440s. You saw those in trucks, but you saw those in some cars too, right? I don't know. Just generally speaking, it's kind of all the same junk. Empire Rust is here. What is up? Daniel Taylor says first and second gen Caravans make great pickup trucks. I believe you. Nick Durkitz was brought home from being born in an 86 Shelby Charger. Nice. Minnesota Mopar minivan might be the guy to talk to if you have minivan aspirations. I don't need help.
I don't like buying stuff out of Minnesota. Sorry, Rooster. I stay away from that if at all possible.
That wasn't him. That was JP that said that. But I don't need help finding things. Oh. They'll appear, or they won't. Either way. Ren's channel said, "What is your favorite economy engine from Dodge?" Thinking mid 70s, late 80s. That period. I mean, hydraulic cam slant 6, hydraulic lifter slant 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah. McLovin dropped a link to my merch store. Please click that and send me all of your money. That would be great. Peter Dollery is late, but here. How's it going? Dakota could be turned into a drag project. Tom's not a drag racer, and we have other race car projects to work on. Bullwag's in the most wrong part of the country.
We can ship it. Trust me, man. Like, don't buy a rusty one. Get one from out here. I mean, this one's slightly used, slightly wrecked, but it's not bad.
Yeah. Would anyone else like to see Jamie do a reaction to one song per live stream? We already get copyright strikes every week, so why not?
Do you really?
Oh yeah. All the time. Stacy's super late and now going to bed. See you later, Stacy. Nice.
Yeah, anti-stupid. That's just kind of how it is out here right now. In fact, the annual tradition of my shop toilet backing up happened last week, so it needs about a week to dry before we can actually use the toilet in the shop again. So my septic was poorly designed. I'll just put it that way. So
yeah. Tom Fry asked if I've seen the espresso neon. Yes, I have, and I've been reading way too much up on neons and similar things this week. At some point soon, I'll be bringing home a neon RT. And why I'm slightly excited about that, I don't know. Captain Kurt's Garage is here. What's up, Jamie? And the guy who occasionally pays Jamie. I love both the channels. Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate that. Alan sitting, one of the Roadkill shows did the Turbo 5-speed Caravan thing. Oh, identical to my van. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. Dennis Wheeler, the 904 has the cutout in the pan, or is that the 727? Neither has a cutout. The 727 on the passenger side under the dipstick kicks out this way, and the 904 is just straight in that area. So the 904 is like a square with, I guess you could call it a cutout on one corner, but the 727 has that same thing. It just also has the little whoop-de-doo on one corner under the dipstick tube. Yeah, Rich, I figured from the picture you were dead serious 408.
That's great. You guys gonna love the neon.
Oh, he is gonna. He had a very nice comment on my video today. He's He's a good dude.
That's
He
good.
just hates 81 Dodge Challengers and K cars, and he can't help it.
He posted on my video too. It's like
Yeah.
he actually posted on my video trying to talk me out of you working on that car
Yeah.
anymore.
684 torque on Joe's stroker. Wow. Okay, yeah. 673 horsepower? No, it was 630 horsepower or something. It was 680-ish torque. Sounds right, but it was I think 634 horsepower or something was the biggest number they saw.
Connor, to answer your question, it's AMK. That's where I buy all my fasteners from. They're great. OE fasteners, engine stuff. They're a really great company. We have a wholesale account through them, so that's where we buy all of our fasteners. So they make the whole engine kits and stuff, and they're great. When you're trying to put together like a bare block, just buy that kit, and you have all the correct fasteners for it. It's great.
Good evening, a cardiac. How's it going? Did you get your Magnum running? Bob Me wants to know, how's the market for Survivor numbers solid California sheet metal 69 Charger RT still in good running condition? Holding or softening? Good cars, I think, are still holding. Even project ones are still, yeah.
They're still the hottest car on the market. I mean, there one just popped up on Seattle Facebook last week. I talked about it in my video for $5,000. I mean, the quarter panel was off. It wasn't super rusty, but it sold in like an hour. So
yeah,
Charger's still hot.
Dan Rose, did I get any help with the Shelby Daytona? I got everything I needed out of the comments. I already knew what to do with the turbo. Wastegate arm is connected. Multiple people said sometimes they come off. Whatever. No, I don't. I don't have that issue. It's still hooked up. I believe either it's because I've been told it's not supposed to be adjustable. I swear I felt threads on it, but either it is adjustable, it's not the factory piece, and it's adjusted wrong and the wastegate is open, or it's just screwed up. Maybe the rod's bent. Who knows what? I'll get to the bottom of that, but today is not that day. Yeah, I understand how turbos work. That's not what I needed help with. And I do have to wonder if the timing belt is set incorrectly. The spark timing is set correctly, but you never the belt may not be. I don't know. McClellan asked when the new shirt design is dropping. I don't know. Can we get a button-up shop shirt? Probably not. Just buy Derek's. I did show this off last week. I want to tweak the positioning a little bit, and then I'm going to have to do another test shirt, but there is the Demon shirt. It's pretty sweet, especially in white. I really like the way it prints on white. I'd never noticed before the printing on black. The black, at least the Heather t-shirts, is a little, I don't know, it's just like chunkier. The white one looks really, really nice. But that's anyway. Good. Yeah. And then there's also a ramp truck design. I have to...
Are you a child?
That's, I don't want to hear myself talking. Yes, that's definitely an infant. That's Alan. Named, of course, for the famous Alan Wrench. Happy holidays, Six. How's it going? Oh.
And we get any good car parts for Christmas? I got a bunch of go-kart parts, actually. I don't know if you remember that from this summer. Jamie did a couple videos driving the go-kart around. So I got new tires for it, new pull start, seat belts, so I can have my kids drive it. Nice. But yeah, that'll be something fun to play around with this summer. So
I could have predicted that comment. You know, I started with four bangers before I ever had driving Chrysler products. John Donati would love to see the wing car videos over the Imitation Challenger. Yeah, I understand that. But the general viewing public,
the public spoken.
They have spoken. They have made their opinions known. And again, the thing you got to understand is like anyone could have as many 80s Mitsubishi products as they want if they look hard enough anyway. They don't cost anything. And a wing car costs an insane amount of money, like a house in some parts of the country. So people don't relate to them.
Yeah, I guess it's in. I'm gonna do a video on installing an engine harness in a big block, and I'm gonna do it on that. I'm just gonna see how it does. It's gonna do terrible, but I need to get that car in here and get it.
I already did that video.
Did you?
Yeah, on Rooster's Cornet.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's just gonna be like your video, but worse. That's what most of my videos are.
Okay.
So.
That's not true. I don't do any of that paperwork stuff. I'm considering. I got I brought home a 57 300C model kit from the Superbird place, and then I got a giant 73 Petty Charger model kit for Christmas, and I think I'm going to maybe do a model building video, and it'll do terrible too.
Sometimes you gotta throw some at the dartboard and see what sticks, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's just that I want to do it, and so I'm going to do it. I don't know if it'll make for a good video or not, but it'll be fun. The cool thing is, even though it's a model, it's all the same parts. So, there's something to learn for sure. Todd would like to hear my reaction to Vaseline Machine Gun and Gary Moore, The Messiah Shall Come Again. Well, I don't know how we would do that. I'm not a reaction video guy. Indeed, if it wasn't for the K car, Chrysler wouldn't be around today. That's very true. Thanks, Ayakoka. Yeah. Tom Fry, yeah, the fan switch for like all modern vehicles is in the PCM, so that's not uncommon.
Yeah, and also I have like the ultimate C-body video coming up soon. It's going to be a couple weeks, but I'm very excited about it. So
Nice.
very, very, very excited about it.
YouTube user is here and said, "Hi, good to see ya. I did my D100 wipers with your guidance. Thank you so much." You bet. Yes, the famous Allen wrench. That's definitely, absolutely what Lovejoy Jr. is named for. Not a family member. Put the electronics in a Faraday cage. Problem solved. Rooster stuck in boat restoration hell. Yeah, that sounds right. Good evening, Paul Steinberg. How's it going? Bobblehead is inspired by me. Wow, I'm sorry. Tom admitted he was a hoarder a long time ago. He did a whole video.
Well established.
It was, yeah. Dennis
By the
Wheeler
way,
loves the Superbird.
I did spend 2 days last week. Like, we have this one area in the back where we have just bins of parts. So it's like I got all the starter relays in one box, all the ballast resistors in one box, but it was all just jumbled on like 4 shelves. So I actually spent like 2 days just organizing that area last week, and I need about another week at it. But I'm also putting everything in alphabetical order because we always knew the stuff was back there, but you couldn't find where it was because nothing was in order. So now everything's in alphabetical order with a sheet to tell you where stuff is. I'm really hoping that will help with some of the efficiency trying to find stuff in the shop. So
I hope so too. We'll see. Dennis Wheeler found a GLHS Omni for 15K. That's way too many Ks. Captain Kurt's drive shaft fit fine. 8 1/4, 8 3/4. 8 1/4 is still longer than 7 1/4, but not as long as 8 3/4. So I don't know.
and Dana's even longer. So
Yes. Barry Coot is telling a story of how he fixed his toilet, which is just great. Dude, the 81 Challenger seriously just might as well be a Fox body. If I put Mustang on it, no one would bat an eyelash. Like, they wouldn't. Hank Reardon hates neons, but mostly he's just bitter because an SRT4 smoked one of his 3 teen scamps. Someday, I want to do an SRT4 swap in a Rampage. David wants to know where to sign the petition for no more Mitsubishi content. Well, you could just pay me. Alan Zitting wants to know, are we going to see a Diesel Ram 50 video? I've never seen a diesel one. Never. Wargo says you should do an entire video all about C-body facts and trivia and a buyer's guide. C-body is that's a broad subject because you're talking about...
I kind of have to narrow it down. Like, that's too broad.
You're talking about decades of cars.
I mean, I could do like maybe fuselage, then do like slab sideds, but I prefer to go more in depth than that. But I understand. And the other problem is, I like having stuff to film. I don't like just taking pictures off the internet. So if I get a chance to get a bunch in a row, I might try to do that. But I try to do that with, because like one thing I'm going to do is, we're getting a new front end done on my dad's car this week, hopefully. And I got some Bilstein shocks for it and they didn't fit. So we had to put KYBs on it. So I think I'm going to try to do a video after that with how KYBs ride versus Bilstein. So that's the kind of videos I like doing. I like doing stuff like that. I think it's helpful and, gives people good information. So.
People always ask me, when are you going to do a video on this? When are you going to do a video on that? You should do one of these cars. You should get one of these cars. And it's like, I've explained this many, many times, but like, I have to have the car to make the video. I can't just make a video out of pictures. I mean, I have, but for, there's a story to tell.
I have two, but it's not as good. So
yeah, but generally speaking, I need the car, so I can't just make a video. So anyway, and that's why, like, it's always different stuff. I don't choose what you bring in. I don't choose what someone gives me. I don't, whatever pops up on Marketplace for $800 and close enough to go get. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, there will be a video when there's a car.
Stuff finds us.
Yeah, exactly. Lovejoy says, it's a model video, but everything is shot in such a way that makes it look like a full-size car, and you don't reveal it's a model until the very end. I like where your head's at.
That'd be pretty awesome.
The 67's awesome because those are full frame cars. It actually has the full frame and everything in it is pre-painted. So I just have to put it together, like glue some things and build the suspension, obviously. It's got the correct 310 in black interior. It's pretty cool. Scoop dropped his snack. That's depressing. Paul Shea also here. I suspect... We've got 232 people here. I suspect Tony probably checked out early because he was like exhausted.
2:30. That's not bad.
Anymore. Yeah, it's a good number for us. So welcome everybody, and thanks for being here. Indeed, Jimmy Carter passed away today. He signed Chrysler's first bailout. Wow. C. Kramer would watch yours. Just keep the camera steady. Oh yeah, I might. Oh yeah, and you should hit like on the stream because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. Vintage Adventure Drive says, hey Jamie, new viewer here. Any recommendations for 4-speed swapping a 71 satellite Sebring with a 318 and 904? 904, when you swap to the BE 4-speed, you are going to mess up your drive shaft, so you need to shorten that. Otherwise, watch my video series called The 3-Pedal Solution. I did it on a 66 Charger, but essentially it's exactly the same procedure.
It's very similar. Yeah.
Yep. So everything you need to know is in that video.
Yeah, 71. Yeah, it's all the same. 73 is weird, but 70, it's almost...
It's 71, so... Yep. Or things Gary drags to rocket. Indeed, Gary Hergert has brought in many of my most popular videos of all time. Green Bean, the Ram Charger. What's that?
The Polara, the 61. That was one of your biggest videos.
Yeah. Let's see. So number one is Charger? Still... I said that. The Ram Charger. Okay, number one is the 68 Charger at Mecum. Number two is that red 67 Charger I did for that guy in Puyallup, and I'm supposed to have that car back here. Number three is the ballast resistor video with almost 200,000 views, and I don't know how that happened. Number four is the first 55 Imperial video at 134K. Number five is the Studebaker Hawk, the supercharged one, the first video or the second video? First one, I think. And then it's the Polara, then my No Start, then the Ram Charger, then my 68 Charger, then the Green Bean, then the 34 Coupe, and then the first 81 Challenger video.
I forgot about the 34. That did really well too.
It did. That was a cool car. I wish I could have owned that.
That was really cool. Okay, this question's been asked twice. I don't remember how to pronounce your name. Ghost something. How many miles did the average? War
Ghost?
Yeah, War Ghost. Thank you. How many miles did the average Mopar Big Block last before it needed rings, bearings, and so on? So the problem with that question is how it's been maintained. So I'll give you a great example of a car I personally own. So my gold 72 Polara, ex-Washington State Patrol car. Car's my baby. Owned it forever. That car had 190,000 miles on it and ran perfectly. Then I let my brother and dad borrow it to go to California. They threw the fan belt and overheated the car so bad, the upper radiator hose nipple, the solder melted off and came off on the road. So that car was running perfectly 190,000 miles because it was fleet maintained, and the next guy was perfect with it. So that motor broke a ring when it overheated, and it started smoking a little bit. We took that motor apart. It was the absolute cleanest motor I've ever taken apart in my life. There was not a speck of dust or dirt in it, no grease, no oil, because it was impeccably maintained. So a big block that's well maintained can go over 200,000 miles easily. Bad maintained, who knows? but it really depends on how the motor was maintained.
Dan Rose asked this a few minutes ago. Do any of your videos show installing a mechanical fuel pump on a Magnum engine? I haven't done a guide or anything like that. I've shown a Magnum powered car that has that, but I didn't explain any of it. Essentially, though, and I saw a response from Bullwag about this, the cam in the Magnum doesn't have a long enough snout to put on the eccentric that drives the mechanical fuel pump. So you need a different cam, which you can get, but it's expensive because roller cam. And then you need the eccentric, and then you need the early timing cover, and then you need the early water pump and all the accessories to match. So would it be easier just to use an LA block? It would certainly be cheaper. But it can be done. It has been done many times on the Magnum, but you need aftermarket parts to make it work. So, yeah. Robert Fitch loved your hoarder video, and he saw his dad's 57 300C dash in that video. It passed through the hands of like 4 hoarders to get there.
It did.
Nice.
That actually went to a buddy of mine in California. That's actually going in a car, so that's great. Somebody's putting in
it's not there anymore?
So. Nope.
I'll be damned.
You haven't been back to that part of the shop in a while, which I don't blame you because it feels like you're gonna die over in a pile of seats back there. So
yeah, last time I was back there was looking for 69 seats.
Mm-hmm.
That was a while ago. Ross Curtis also wants to sign the petition to get the Mitsubishi off the Challenger, off the channel. Oops, all 81 faux pas. Jim Patterson.
As soon as people stop watching it.
Yeah, that's Jim Patterson would like to thank you for the Tom Matson Dodge license plate he got from you a couple years ago. It's going on a very special car from that dealership.
Glad to help. Glad to help.
Nice. Slab sides are McLovin's favorite C bodies. I told my friend Mike wants to buy a car, and I told him there was a 65 Newport here, and he was all excited. And then we were talking for a bit, and I had to correct myself and say, oh, it's actually a 64. And then he said, never mind. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
He said, the slab
nobody
size
likes
is so good.
64s.
No.
Nobody likes the 3.4s. They're just, yeah.
Someone said, I think, did Lovejoy say build a Lego car? Someone did. I don't know where it went, but why not a Dodge Stang? How much for a red 67 Fury Dash and a set of taillights? Well, actually, you own a Fury parts car. Or is it
mostly 68s. So
yeah.
I don't have much 67 stuff. I had the 444 forever, which was a 1967 Plymouth Fury 334 barrel 4-speed. It was called the famous 444 because it was Chrysler's answer to the Oldsmobile 442.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4-barrel, 4-speed.
Oh, Bill Mize checked out. We'll see you later, Bill, and thanks again. Steven Andrews made it finally. Nice. Corvair, I have a few that need work. I've never touched a Corvair. There was one right down the street when I was growing up here, after we moved here. But, yeah. Huh. Extra ice cream for Tony tonight. Nice. Paul Shea, I have a question. Does anyone know of a fuel pump eccentric wheel on a Magnum 360? Well, again, the snout's not long enough to fit it on there. That's the issue. So the snout on the LA one with the Woodruff key that locks it sticks out past the timing gear. On the LA engine, on the Magnum, it doesn't.
So on any Magnum, do you have to run an electric fuel pump on it then, or how do you fix that?
Unless you put on a cam with an extended snout.
Okay.
And then there's room. Chris Greenhill's Garage wants to know, when can I expect my winged Chrysler? It's coming up. It's probably going to be a couple video series. It is indeed a 383 RB engine, the Golden Lion, although it doesn't have the Golden Lion covers or the cool air cleaner anymore. But it's a 383 RB, and it's blowed up. But I'm going to do a video on that, showing off the car, showing off how blowed up it is, and trying to diagnose what's wrong with it, although I think I know. Because if I could fix it, that would be great, but 383 RB is impossible to get parts for. Tom, of course, because he's well-connected in the Mopar community, found me a complete 383 RB that should be slightly better than that one. I was planning a 440 swap, but you have to change the transmission too, and then you have to change the driveline and the shifter, and it's this whole thing. So I'm hoping to just
Yeah,
get
those
that RB.
yeah, those early big blocks are 8-bolt cranks, so you can't just
Yeah.
it's not a direct interchange, so you have
8-bolt
to
crank and an extended flange because they
Yep.
bolted straight to the torque converter. There was no flex plate. And so, yeah, anything 62 or newer doesn't work with that transmission. But yeah, I don't know when the first video will come out. I want to do that, but it's always pouring rain. I'm not going to be able to get it in the shop because it doesn't. I've heard it run once. It doesn't move, and yeah.
Yeah, this time of
Oh,
year
yeah.
around here is brutal. You can't film outside. There's just no way.
Yep, Vivian's supercharged Studebaker is in number 5, slowly taking over DDG, and I get to ask for more Stude stuff all the time. Yeah. Oh. See, Kramer. Sorry, I watch a lot of modeling videos. A lot of guys shake the camera or bump it with their heads. I would set it on a thing or something. I might do it. I might just do it. Anyway, we'll see. And someone said something about Kurt Cobain's Valiant. I thought it was a 74 sedan. And I think it was on the internet recently. I think it was a 73 or 4 sedan, and I think it was like Robin's Egg Blue. And also, apparently, he hated driving. Just terrified of it. Apparently. Tin Check Video says, your videos just wouldn't be the same if you stop your camera from tumbling when driving. Yeah, I'm never fixing that.
He does that on purpose, by the way.
Well, partially. I also just can't be bothered to grab the sticky thing. I used to move it into other cars, and then every car I'd ever work on would have this stupid thing in the window, and I'd have to clean that. And anyway, YouTube user wants to know, does your brother still have the worst charger? Yes, he's never been able to bring it home because he has to finish the 68 Roadrunner metalwork, and that's not happened yet. So he's gotten a ways on it, but I think things are not lining up correctly, and yeah. Anyway, it's not done, and he's supposed to start on the 69 RT for them as well, because that's what he's doing to pay for that car, and so, yeah, he can't have it yet, essentially.
Where's the Roadrunner?
In my mom's garage.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. If it was here, I could help, but I probably wouldn't. But at least I still would have my welder, and I would have had to buy a new one. Yeah, it's packed in my mom's garage. It's crazy.
You don't have room. That's your problem. But
well, yeah. I mean, it could
too.
be up on the 4-post, but that's where my 69 Charger is. So, Mopar Junkie, when are we seeing more 79 300? I don't know. I know Alan he's chipping away on things. He's been working on wheels and tires. He put the mechanical pump on it. There will be another video in the near future. We're going to change the carburetor and go through the fuel tank. Stephen Andrews loves the 63.4 Chryslers. Yes, you were excited about this Newport here. $1,500. Please come get it. I have the title. I will sell it to you. Mitchell can't say anything. He had someone over here looking at it last week who obviously didn't buy it. Yeah. Dan Rose is going to put an LA in his 87. Okay, LAs don't bolt into Dakotas. Dakotas use the side mounts. I highly recommend you do use a Magnum for that. And I don't know. Yeah, your 87 is pre-TBI. Yeah. Neat.
There was a question from Captain Kurt's Garage. Have you ever dealt with Tony's Moparts? I was going to try to get a big block drive shaft off him. Yes, he's good vendor. Keep in mind, he just retired, so I think his brother's running it. They had a lot of reproduction parts, which just got sold to Vans Auto in Wisconsin. But as far as I know, his brother's still running the business. But yeah, it's a reputable business. So. Yep.
For your 88 Dakota, swapping TBI to Magnum is really easy. Like, it's amazingly easy. So I highly recommend you just put the Magnum stuff on your TBI rig. You change the fuel pump. You take like 4 wires from the TBI system and hook them to the Magnum computer. And it's like done. It's so easy. I did it on our TBI van. Yeah, highly recommend. Mopar Junkie wants more thermoquad action. I am going to be sadly removing the thermoquad from the 79-300 and putting on a carb that actually works.
Your mom's coming in hot, so.
My mom? Oh, that thing. Yeah. Well, nope. I'm not going to say it. My mom wants the
Night
Fury.
Rooster.
My brother abandoned. No, the Fury's here. It's in my way. Good night, Rooster. Take it easy. Yeah, Rooster read every comment last week, and it, killed him. It's not good. Good evening, Martin Adams. And Buff Del Campo is here. What is up? How's it going? Rich Riker was brought home from the hospital in a diaper. Nice.
He wasn't going free range?
Apparently not. Donnie wants to know, what do you believe the Fisher price of 4 barrels is? Does that mean a toy that doesn't? No, the Street Demon. The Street Demon? Is that what that's called? The thermoquad knockoff thing? Right? Street Demon?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Fisher price of carburetors. It's just a toy. It doesn't actually work.
Doesn't Gary's Ram Charger have one of those?
Yeah, and it's a piece of garbage. It's always rich. It's untunable, and that's the truck that backfired and blew the choke backwards above the choke tower, and I had to disassemble it to get it back underneath and open again. It was crazy. I saw a black XR4 Ti today, a Merkur. Couldn't believe it. Those are so cool. I love those cars. They're really neat.
They're kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's like a total Euro car that made it over here. Which doesn't happen very often.
It's not quite an Escort Cosworth or whatever, but it's pretty cool. Scoop's Hog needs a tune-up. Good luck. Brad. Dave Freeman has a Lego Batmobile. Nice. The camera falling is great until it falls and the screen breaks. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never, ever drop my friggin' phone in the driveway yesterday and smash it.
I'm honestly shocked it took you that long to crash your screen. I've seen you.
I have dropped it off, bounced it off the concrete countless times. But it's in this case. It's technically not an OtterBox. People in the comments today said, put it in an OtterBox. This is just like an OtterBox. It has saved it God knows how many times, but it fell screen first on a piece of gravel embedded in concrete. This is what was going to happen. Okay, Vivian says it was a 63 Valiant. I thought it was a 70s one for some reason. Okay. Yeah, okay, you were the one that sent me a picture of it or a link to it, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was explaining. Yeah, the Magnum system can be joined easily to the, what year's your Hyundai accident? That's hilarious. Super easy to join the OBD2 to the OBD1 harness. You need the computer harness from the OBD2, and you hack out all the OBD1 stuff. It's super easy.
Yeah, Jim, I do have a 18 spline 4-speed, but it is a 67. So, they'll work. It's also I have a race car, so it has a cooling hole on the top of it. But yeah, if you need 18 spline, let me know. I can make you a hell of a deal.
The nylon patch stuff is meant for patching nylon lines, and the problem you're going to have there is you can't. It has to go over barbed ends. So usually when you get them, it's with little barbed fittings, or it's a quick connect and then one barbed fitting to connect to the other side. And then you heat the nylon and put it over that barbed fitting, and you can clamp it for safety. But the heating of the nylon and putting it over the barb is what holds it in place. So you can't patch a steel line with that, at least not correctly. So you could cut it, flare both ends, and put high pressure fuel injection rubber hose on there and clamp it with EFI hoses. That would be an acceptable repair. But you have to flare the metal lines. You cannot put it right over the straight metal, or it will work its way off. Josh Shesh wants to know if I have any update on cars I've had there and sold. Yeah, that we talked about doing something like that a long time ago. The one we're most likely to hear about is Llama Barn, which of course is at McLovin Garage now. And he's actually made a lot of progress on that car this week. It's looking really good. It actually has a trunk gasket now and taillights that aren't made out of tape, and he says the grill doesn't rattle. So things are looking pretty good there. But I've never... And the Volare, at some point, that guy said he'd bring that back for a video, but I've never, also, David's supposed to bring the 66 Charger up here so we can do a follow-up video on that. But it's never happened so far. Joe Millman says, I was Dave Wren's pit boy for several years, helping him run his D car, and later I helped him finish and run his A car. We also flew together quite a bit. Miss the old fart. Wow.
Nice.
We got a bunch of stuff out of his collection after he passed. I never met him, I hear he's somewhat infamous.
Yes.
JP had a 65 Studebaker Commander a long time ago. Mine was a 4-door, though, and it had a 283 and Power Glide. So weird that 2-doors and 4-doors shared names back then. It's not that weird. Lots of lines did that. Lots of makes. Yes, the Edelbrock 650 towers over the Thermoquad. The Thermoquad is great, except for that it never works. Yeah.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, we're going to put an Edelbrock on it, and probably a good intake at the same time. And then it will actually work. Okay, well, I might be thinking of something else, too. Sorry, go ahead.
Steven asked for an update on the D150, the Dodge truck.
I'm partway through filming it.
Yeah, we actually spent a day on it this week. We ordered a ton of parts from Rock Auto. I mean, like every part out of the catalog for the thing. It's running off the fuel tank now. We kind of came up with a plan. Yeah, so it's we made some progress this week. So we're waiting for a lot of parts from Rock Auto now. Your brake booster's toast. Rebuild
fuel
the car. We're gonna put
now.
Yep. We're thinking about doing a BBD, but we decided just to rebuild the original because there's a bunch of electronics on it that we don't think are going to work if we just put an older carburetor on it.
Everything he just said is wrong, but we're sticking with the Holly.
What are you talking about?
Electronics on it. That's not the problem.
Yeah, there is. There's like the plunger and a bunch of other stuff, but
there's an idle solenoid which we're not using. But the point is, we're sticking with the Holly because every BBD that we might have is junk, and the Holly itself actually works pretty well. It now idles, kinda. It runs decently, and I don't think there's actually anything wrong with it per se. But we're gonna put gaskets in it, make sure it's not all full of junk. I mean, it's been sitting for decades and everything, so. But we're gonna stick with the Holly. It doesn't leak gas like the 3D, like the BBD inevitably will. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kit that instead. We're probably gonna allegedly accidentally delete all the smog equipment, allegedly, and probably throw the computer out on the ground and just get rid of all the extra wiring and stuff. Simplify things, clean it up a lot. Old school electronic ignition. Instead of the points that are on it, they're questionable, let's say, and had some starting problems with it the other day, which was really, really annoying. The key switch is on the way too. It accidentally fixed itself, but we're not going to rely on that.
I don't trust it.
I fixed the power windows. The power windows work now. Wiper motor's bad, blower motor's bad, etc., etc. But yeah, we made some headway on it. Couldn't quite drive it. I almost drove it on the road, but the bad brake booster is no good.
It's bad. Yeah.
Is there any difference really between a Thermoquad and a Quadrajet? Yes, quite a bit actually. The fuel bowls are huge on the Thermoquad, like a typical Carter. The Quadrajet has the tiny central float bowl, so that is an issue. It's actually the main important difference. And functionally, they're not the same. They're roughly interchangeable. They're both spread bore. They're similar kinda in that regard, but there are some differences for sure.
There's a bunch of good questions right now.
All right, well, feel free to call them out.
Here, let me try to go in order here. Mopars at the Park. I'm probably not going to go this year. I've been like 4 of the past 5 years, And honestly, it's really hard for me to get away that time of year because both my kids are in elementary school and I kind of have to be before and after school care. So I'm probably not going to do Mopers in the Park this year, although I really want to.
I
Is
just
there a
couldn't
collection?
tune the one I was dealing with at all. The Street
Yeah.
Demon. I hate him.
Is there a collection of Washington State to go for old literature? Honestly, eBay. I mean, there's so much good stuff on eBay. That's where I find my stuff. There is a guy in Seattle who specializes in that. And I can't remember the name of it. He's in South Park, but he specializes in old vehicle literature. He's really good. But just go on eBay. That's where all that stuff is.
Sad. Poor Scoop. No respect. No, I've never built a 413 period yet. And yes, the 79-300 was a lean burn. That stuff's long gone. Change the carburetor. Those ones did have a feedback type carb, and that's long gone. But it doesn't work anyway. Chris Freemesser is on vacation and unable to fix my phone. And I almost scotch taped the broken screen. I almost did, but I didn't.
Oh, Jim, I remember you now. Jim has it's a factory Challenger with a TA hood that's not a TA hood. That was actually available after the Trans Am cars were made. So he has a Hemi car that was sold at Tom Madsen Dodge in I think they're in Auburn.
That was in the period where they
super
didn't
cool
have
car.
shaker hoods, right?
No, that's a bit of a
No?
misnomer.
Okay.
That's what people think, but shaker hoods were available, but I think they just made them available on regular Challengers. There's like 15 known now. My buddy Dan in Pausch in Vegas has one. He is a 383 car. They actually both came from the same dealership. But he's got a factory 70 Hemi Challenger with a factory TA hood. That's not a TA, which is really really cool. So
Wow.
mhm.
Please pay for insurance. Dude, and I've had insurance on every phone up until this one. I don't know if they just didn't ask me. I didn't do it.
Awesome.
Tom does have a Hemi 4-speed, whether it's the right one for Jim
It's
Patterson's
not.
car.
It's the single mount tail shaft. So we'll work on a Challenger, unfortunately.
Right. E-body, yeah. No. And obviously not the right numbers one.
Yeah.
We've got 240 people here, which is not a record, but it's a great number. So thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated.
Going good.
Oh, my sister's here. Everyone seems to be behaving so far.
Jay is asking about lemons. So Jamie and I have been bench racing about this for a while.
Quite a while now, yes.
Here's where we're at. The problem with building a lemons car is it takes a ton of time, and neither of us have a ton of time. And what we want to do is we want to run a DeSoto because no one's ever run a DeSoto in lemons before. And the goal is to, do something cool and fun. And we actually picked up what year is that thing? A 51 or a 52?
Is it that new? I was thinking like 4950 or something.
Yeah, it's
earlier than
early
53.
50s. Yeah, it's early 50s DeSoto, I believe, that we're gonna run. But the problem is it just doesn't have enough flair. We want to get a Fin DeSoto. I've just decided that we bought that car and I really want to run a 57 to 60. I won't do a 61 because they're too rare. But yeah, if anybody knows a really cheap 57 to 60 DeSoto, I don't care how rough it is. We're gonna change everything in it anyways.
It's gonna be a race car.
I would. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. And honestly, it just takes a ton of time to build a lemons car, and we're both very busy right now. So we're gonna get a hair up our butt to do it here pretty soon, but I doubt it's gonna happen this year. I'm just looking at my schedule and Jamie's schedule, and I just don't think it's going to happen this year. So
I donated a 72 Swinger to the cause of building a lemons car because I thought that would be perfect. But Tom's already done an A-body in lemons, and he really wants to do the first DeSoto in lemons. It hasn't been done. And so that's why we needed DeSoto.
Yes, the way we bench race this, so the 24 Hours of Lemons has an award called the Index of Effluency. And basically, and that's the top prize. It's basically doing the most with the least. And having a DeSoto and lemons will make us pretty much a shoo-in for that award as long as we do halfway decent. And hopefully between Jamie and me, we can build a fairly reliable car that won't blow up. And what we'd probably do is try to win it with the DeSoto, but we'd build the DeSoto with the mind that we'd move most of the stuff over to the Dart, and then once the DeSoto wins that, we'd probably build the Dart after that, and then we'd probably run the Dart with the Slant 6 just because.
We're gonna rack up IOEs, yes.
Yeah, and then after that,
don't tempt me with a good time.
and then we probably build a 360 for that, and actually try to go fast after that. But that's kind of the 5 year Lemons plan. But I'm a judge for it, so I'll do that this year. I'll be at there's 2 races at Pacific Raceways this year, so I'll be judging at both of those. But I don't know, Jamie and I, we're gonna get a hair up our butt one of these times to build a
Yep.
Lemons car, and we're gonna
I
do
wanna
it.
do
But
it.
I just don't know if it's gonna be this year. It might be
Yeah.
next year. So
Yeah, we'll see. Give your phone to Jamie. He can body slam it on some gravel. Yeah, that's one of my superpowers. Scoop sold his 67 satellite at Mopar's in the park. I'll be damned. I do like those cars. 66.7 Peabodys are kind of a sweet spot. Really like those things.
Evan's watching. He just sent me an email for something.
Oh yeah, he usually is, but he doesn't comment on the video. He always sends me texts, so we've got like a direct line.
Yeah. There's a 18 spline for sale. It's a 68 though. It's not gonna work for that Challenger, but Brian Kales has that for sale up in
Oh
Arlington.
yeah, it's very, very expensive. He's reasonable on a lot of stuff, but he's very proud of his 4-speeds. I've noticed.
Yeah, $3,000 for that's a lot. So
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Black Ghost Challenger's getting somewhat restored, but isn't it? That's a shaker car, right? Isn't that?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's a shaker car and a gator roof. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was an important
and that
part
car
of the story.
was,
Is it's a shaker car.
I saw pictures of the teardown of that. That thing was rough. Like
Yeah,
the
I'm sure it
motor was bad. It was
Yeah.
all rusty. I mean,
I saw
car
that
was
too.
a mess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vivian, is it that new? Jamie, about a 1952 car. Robert's going to bring up some forbidden topics so my sister can exercise the nuke button.
Yeah, and I appreciate everybody looking out for DeSoto's for us. Like one person just mentioned they look for us in Manitoba. The problem is we need it here. So
Kind of
it's
has to
gotta
be in the
a cheap
Northwest.
Carb, so
and it
Yeah,
it does
so,
have to be.
I mean,
yes, that's important.
I am willing to travel a little bit for one, but I don't know if I'm willing to go to Canada for one. But if it's solid and it's a decent deal, let me know. We can talk about it. So
Yeah. McLovin says he'll drive the llama barn back up here, but as long as he doesn't break it when he goes racing in March. Yeah.
break it, fix it.
Let's go. Scoop rode in an Aspen RT once, a black one. Nice. I told the story a week or two ago. There used to be an orange one here in town. It was super rusty and awesome. Love that thing. Dan Rose, Jamie, except Tom, do your friends have YouTube channels? Rooster does. Donnie, Big Wrench Tech, McLovin Garage, The Lambs, Latvinsky's Garage. Do I have other YouTube friends? Just Mopar Joe and Uncle Tony are my friends now, but they already had well-established channels. That's all that come to mind. And if I'm leaving you out, Lovejoy. If I'm leaving out your channel, I apologize. Raymond Cabell or Raymond Cabell. How's the 426 Hemi Bill? Video coming on Engine Wednesday. Because I was going to put it out yesterday, and Tom was like, well, don't you want to save that for Engine Wednesday? And I realized that I should save it for Engine Wednesday, so I did.
Yeah, he was going to post it yesterday. I was like, well, that's the whole point of Engine Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's New Year's Day. I think it's safe to post on New Year's Day, but
I think so.
we'll see.
Yeah, I've named that project. It's the Leftover Elephant, also known as the cheapest 426 Hemi on YouTube.
Yep. And I have been the #1 enabler on that one. So he actually,
you get the world's biggest shout out right at the beginning.
Yeah, we found a block for him down at Fall Fling. We just got a set of heads for him. So if you guys watched the 70 Hemi Cuda, the black car.
Yep.
So we got the motor torn down on that. Got it to Johnson's, our machine shop, and unfortunately the heads were cracked, and it wasn't like catastrophically cracked. So the pair of heads I got in California were catastrophically cracked.
God.
I'm not sure if Jamie has video on this, but they're bad.
I know you want to sell
really,
those,
really
but I
bad.
kind of have an idea for those. You've heard of Stage 5 engineering, right?
Yes.
You know what their whole thing was.
Well, yeah, they were like converting blocks to Hemi blocks. Yeah.
Well, they made heads that fit on non-Hemi blocks.
Yeah. Yes.
I found their diagrams of exactly what they changed, and it's actually not that hard. The pushrod thing would be the biggest issue, but I think it's surmountable. The missing head bolt would be pretty easy to solve. And they're the world's worst Hemi heads, so Doesn't seem like that big
Right.
of a waste.
But
Anyway.
but yeah, so basically the heads were cracked on the Hemi-Cuda, and I
Yeah.
tried to find something to fix them. Unfortunately, my cast iron got retired. So basically what we did is I found a really, really nice set of heads. Scott Smith in Spokane, Harms Auto, he does carburetor rebuilds, had a really nice set. I was over there. So we traded him a Hemi block for some really nice heads, and then Jamie got the hand-me-downs, basically. So
Yep. So I
which
show
is
all that
really nice.
in the upcoming video. I have rocker arms now. They came on the slow plane from Australia, but they happened to get here on the day I wanted to film the Hemi video, so I filmed the Hemi video. I have everything except an intake manifold, a camshaft I'm actually going to use because I have a cam, but I need something different. And my block's ruined, so there's that. It's cracked and it's sleeved, and one of the sleeves is destroyed, and another cylinder is destroyed. So it needs 2 sleeves, a board job, a line board job because it has the wrong main caps, decks resurfaced, the crack welded, which we attempted to do at my friend Mike's house, and we're going to make another attempt at that. And then maybe it'll be usable. Maybe.
Yeah, Jamie tried cast iron welding for the first time, and I'm told it didn't go well. I wasn't there, but I'm told it didn't go well.
It's in the video. It didn't go well. We know exactly what needs to happen, but executing it without an oven to bake it in is a little challenging. And I think weld heat was a little high, and things didn't quite go the way they should. But anyway, cast iron repair is hard.
Well, and there's no, it's what happens a lot in the hobby. There's no iron Hemi heads available right now. All you can buy is aluminum, and they're $2,500, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the cheap Hemi build. So
I was willing to do it, and I looked at them, and they weren't in my cart, but I was like, if this is what I have to do, it's what I have to do. But I would rather have slightly cracked but still runnable iron, factory iron, than nice aluminum. And someday I'll get a new block and a new pair of heads, but today is not that day. I want to build the cheapest 426, and this is what you have to use to do that. So that's the plan.
Well, Mexican spec, Jamie's trying. So he's trying his best.
Did he say there's no such thing as a cheap Hemi?
Yep.
I say that in the video too. There's no such thing as a cheap Hemi. This is the cheapest Hemi.
It is all leftover parts. Like I got, there's been a bunch of places Hemi parts have come in. He had to pay up for rockers. That's the only part he's really had to pay up for. He's going to do some labor trade for some of the parts. Jamie's going to do it as cheap as humanly possible.
Yep. It's going to happen. As long as we end up with a running 426, I'm going to be so excited.
It may not run for long, but it'll be a running 426.
I don't care. It'll still be legendary and glorious. Todd says most of the Aspen RTs were black. The one I'm talking about was orange. Burning stuff sounds like an exciting video. Buff Del Campo. Lemon DeSoto sounds like a drink. It should be a drink.
I was thinking, because we need to come up with a theme for lemons. That's very important. I was thinking Mad Men. That might be a good theme.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right.
TV show.
Lemon DeSoto. Shaken, not stirred. Mm-hmm. Tall Hair says you should do a remote video at the garage that 68 Roadrunner is in. My brother did. Last year? I don't know. It's been a while. But he did a video. It didn't do well, but that's okay. But yeah, he did one. There's a lot more to do. My sister reminds everyone to please hit the like button. Much appreciated. Have I said hi to Mexican Spec yet? I don't know. Hi,
236 right now.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
177 likes. That's not a bad ratio.
Violence awarded to the like button is not just permissible, but recommended. Nice. Hot Shoe is here. How's it going, Hot Shoe? You forgot it was Sunday. Yes, it is. Vintage Adventurer Drives asked this. Now, did you already answer this? Any thoughts on E-body shifter and a B-body? Yeah, it doesn't work. I already have the E-body shift linkage. It'll just be too
they're actually different places. Yeah, they're different places. You can't do it, so it won't work.
So it's different places that it's not at all ideal. But the garbage can CUDA did have an E-body shifter in the E-body position, and it kind of sort of worked, but not very well. Not recommended at all.
Also nice if you have a B body, you don't have to have a 70 and up transmission that has the dual pattern because you can
Yeah,
run
you
an
can use the
earlier B
earlier
body
one.
transmission, which is way cheaper than the 70. The 70 up
Yep.
transmissions have a huge premium right now because they
Yep.
only fit E bodies.
Mark M said, "This year, like tomorrow." Nice.
Derek asked how much the Dakota is. I'm asking $3,500 for it. So if you're interested, shoot me an email, tom@rocketresto.com. Pretty easy to find online. So
You'll be hard pressed to
although
find a better one for cheaper.
something happened to me on Christmas, and I'm kind of pissed off about this, and I don't really know what happened. Someone like got a hold of my email and signed me up. I got 400 emails on Christmas morning signing me up for the most random email lists all over the internet. So I don't know if I pissed somebody off on the internet and they signed me up for stuff, but I got like 400 spam emails. Now I'm getting all these junk emails every single day from all these email lists I was signed up for on tom@rocketresto.com. So whoever did that can go to hell.
Yeah. Which one of us is Batman and who's Robin? Tom's
doesn't really
10
fit
years
us.
my senior, so he would probably be more likely to be Batman. But
I'm not Batman.
I think I'm a little more brooding than he is, so
I'm more like Lex Luthor.
you're gonna have to shave your head. Lovejoy's gonna buy me a plane ticket to go rebuild Stone Soup. Okay. Would you consider a 1960 Saratoga for the Lemons race? Unfortunately, the Saratoga will not be around.
You know, that would be absolutely perfect, but we need a DeSoto. That's the problem.
Yeah. Jay, I saw your email and I did respond to it, which I guess you didn't see. But as I explained, there's nothing special about the 0359 Magnum. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to use a 93 to 2002 engine. No reason at all. Just transfer all your 03 intake and stuff off of it. Oh, that was the story. So he got his shaker hood, but it didn't actually go on the car. Okay. If we had a person with the last name DeSoto, would that work? I have a friend.
Maybe.
Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin. He's running away. He's sneaking away. Whatever the hell he's doing.
I got all of a sudden we were totally caught up on comments. All of a sudden, the last 5 minutes,
It's bad.
it's crazy.
Burnout
So many
Garage asked
comments.
if we were using a stick welder. We were going to. We had high nickel filler stick, but Mike realized right when we were about to use that he had cast iron repair TIG rod, and he much prefers TIG welding, easier to control the heat, easier to control the weld. And so he did some reading and said, let's give this a shot. So we did. Yeah. It adhered to cast iron just fine, but it cracked it more when it cooled. So, yeah.
Josh just asked, does Jamie make money at Rocket or is he in the red right now?
No comment. Yes, Uncle
So
Tony
we
can
have
weld heavy blocks.
So yeah, we have something called Operation OPZ, which is Operation Paycheck Zero, where I try to trade Jamie enough parts where he doesn't get paid here. But he's actually caught up right now. I actually gave him a paycheck 2 weeks ago, which is the first time in a while. So.
That is true. Good evening, believe in yourself. What is up? Classic Dude Mike has a dormant YouTube channel. Yeah, I've seen one or two of his videos. Something about boats. Robert Fitch's channel will definitely start out sucking. Yes, it will. That's just what happens. I got lucky on mine. I got it. Well, you got luckier on yours. I shared one of my electrical guides in the A-Body group, and that gained me like 180 subscribers in 2 days, which was in a day? I don't remember. Didn't take long. And that I just got a leg up really fast, and then it grew pretty quickly. It only took me 3 months or 3.5 months to hit 1,000 and get monetized. And then everything slowed down massively for a long time. And then it picked up again, and yeah, it's kind of just kept going.
The YouTube algorithm is so weird because what happened to me was I did one on my 72 Polara, like one of my first videos I did, and Jamie shared it, and then I got 55,000 views on it in a week. It was crazy. Like it didn't make any sense. And then my channel took off, and then my channel was doing super good through October, November. It was freaking killing it, and then December my channel's just flatlined. I don't even know why. It's just I don't understand why, but it's just I've done terrible in December. So
If it's any
it is what
consolation,
it
my
is.
channel has been going off like crazy. I gained 4,000 subscribers in a month, 8,000 in 2.5, 3 months, and
81
every
Challenger.
yeah, that's a
81
big part of
Challenger.
it. K car and everything was going nuts for a long time, but then Christmas came and missed a couple release dates, and people weren't watching as much, and so everything has calmed down a lot. I still have a couple videos getting views and stuff, but it's definitely. Well, I say that I've gained 50 subscribers in the last 2 hours, so something's still happening. Anyway, why do
250?
people? No, 50 in the last 2
Oh,
hours. With all
that's more
that
than me.
smoke, it's probably fuel pressure regulator. No, it's not smoke, dude. It's condensation. What do people not understand that you get condensation on exhaust when it's cold out? I don't understand. Anyway, your channel will start out sucking. It's just what happens. You got to put in a lot of work, and you got to be consistent. And yeah, it takes a lot to get where I am.
It is an incredible amount of work. Like people don't understand how much time and effort Jamie puts in all this stuff. I try to do one video a week, and it's all I can do. I mean, I'm trying to run a business here. I'm trying to do 10,000 different things. Like I really try to do at least one video a week. Sometimes I get lucky and do a couple. You know, I went to McCack and I got 8 videos out of that. But it is just so much work to have a successful YouTube channel. People just don't understand how much time and effort it takes in putting into this.
Yes, Stoney, we preheated the casting. We didn't bake it. We heated it with a torch and tried to get all of the bigger, thicker, like heat sink looking areas around it. Heated the whole area, but didn't necessarily heat the entire block. We had an area like this around the repair between 400 and 500 degrees, which should have been enough. And yes, we used a cast filler. Again, like we know enough, like rubbing our few brain cells together, like we kind of know what needs to happen. It still didn't work out. I used that as an ad and remember a long time ago. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving may not be for you.
That's a good one.
Gary says we should be buying more stuff from Canada right now because the exchange rate is as high as it's ever been. This duck does not have an OBD2 port. Nice. Shake it, bake. Yes, you're also supposed to slow cool the block afterwards. So what we were doing instead of that was still heating it with a torch, but kind of backing off and trying to bring the temperature down slowly. And it seemed to be going pretty well. We were checking it with Tom's stolen temperature gun, and it still cracked. So yeah.
You just like stealing stuff from people, don't you? Uncle Tony, me.
Yeah, I stole his timing light and all of his fuse. Yes,
You
I'm
kinda
using
did.
I did. I am using an 8-bolt Hemi crank, which I've only just realized may create a problem on the Mopar No Kart. Do we have any Hemi flywheels? Tom disappeared again.
Not again. I got another same guy. Must
At
be
least you still
important.
have sound. You still have sound. That's the good news. You don't have any
Okay.
Hemi flywheels, do you? 8-bolt flywheels?
I might. I'll have to look. I might.
We're going to need one to run it on the run stand. But yes,
That's right.
I am currently planning to use an 8-bolt crank. I could have grabbed a 6-bolt 440 crank. I still could, frankly. The one I took has been welded and resurfaced, and it looks pretty nice. It's factory size, but it does have some porosity on a couple of the journals, which I don't really love. So, I don't know.
I think I have a flywheel. I'll have to look. We got to find
Yeah.
a bell housing here.
Yeah,
We can
should
just
probably
run the
figure that
same
out.
one. Of course, the problem is
Yeah.
the bell hasn't been running for my 68 Sport Fury. So it's like,
Yeah. Todd Denio has the perfect. Oh, Evan does. Okay, perfect. We're gonna need to borrow that.
no.
See,
pretty
I told
sure I
you,
do.
direct line.
Yeah.
We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. But yeah, and I still have to get the Schumacher conversion mounts. I haven't ordered those yet. We'll need those to run it on the stand too. And hopefully those headers fit. I don't know that they will. They're huge.
Yeah, we need to order
Pretty
those sooner than later because we're gonna need those for Hogan's motor. So for the
Right.
70 Hemi Cuda. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can do it anytime. It's just I need to do it.
Yeah, because that was really cool with the run stand we built, the Mopar no cart. It's set up with a V8 K member, so we did it specifically so we can run big block, small block, and then we can run just Schumacher mounts to run a Hemi.
Hemi.
So
yeah, slant 6 is a problem. Todd Denayo has the perfect home for the 426 Hemi, 63 Dodge 440 4-door sedan. I like where your head's at. That's a good one. We did that. Jimmy Stewart drove a DeSoto in Vertigo. Don't know if there's a Lemons concept in there.
You know, they say the perfect Lemons theme is one that only 5 people at the race get. That's the perfect theme. So,
Warghost, I replaced my turn signal switch on my 68 Newport. Now the wheel and column don't sit flush. What did I do wrong? I don't know, but something. I don't know, and I haven't done any videos on column rebuild or turn signal switch or anything like that, and I don't know when I will, but I don't know. Maybe see if anyone else has. That's U2, right? I think that's U2. Tom Fry sent me one more pic. There. No, I don't want to upgrade my email plan. Oh, sweet. Dude, that's almost just like what I got. Dang it. It's sideways, so it's really hard to show. Anyway, Buddy Baker's K&K Insurance 73 Dodge Charger. That's awesome.
So I thought I had that car, by the way. Did you know that?
What car? Oh, Buddy
that
Baker's.
Car.
I've heard
the actual car. So I bought an old NASCAR chassis that was supposed to be the K&K Insurance Charger. That was supposed to be that car,
right.
And then it ended up it was a USAC car. It was a guy named Bader Nell actually raced it.
Right.
But it was when I bought it, I thought it was actually the K&K car, which would have been awesome. But
yeah, Evan sent me a link for Brian Cale's Hemi 4-speed. He wants $3,000 for that. Now, mind you, it is perfectly restored and very, very nice. It has the paint marks. It has everything. Like it's very nice. But God, that's a lot of money.
I mean, mine has a hole in the top, so
yeah,
that's just a problem.
But yeah, check this out. So this is the one I got for Christmas. It's Petty's car, but I'll bet you it's actually the same kit as that updated version and Petty colored. Same kit as that one you just sent me, Tom.
Guarantee it.
Fry.
Yep.
Not this Tom, the other one. But yeah. Average cost for a 5.9 Magnum should be like, well, when I was buying them routinely $600, but I don't know what they're worth now. Probably more. Yep. Tom, if you were close to me, I'd have my bank buy it, then I'd eventually pay my bank. I'm still paying my bank for Dale's Demon. It is about almost halfway paid off. David's been in and out. Sorry, I've been in and out. Did you talk about the shuttering on the Daytona? Brother said he had a Daytona do that. It was the pressure plate. I just don't understand how it only does it in reverse and not in first gear. That makes no sense to me. A zillion people said engine mount, so I'll check that. But it just seemed really, really violent for an engine mount to me. How am I this far back in the comments? Oh, David just rewatched an electrical guide for the fuel sender. It reminded me how different the early videos were. Yeah, I feel like I'm still doing the same thing, but you're bound to change as a presenter as you get into the swing of it. Like, that's just how it is. There was like, early in my career, it was like 60% Jamie, and then it was like 110% Jamie for a while, and now it's down to about 95. And I think that's
110% Jamie.
Yeah, the super wired Jamie years. Well, maybe more like a year.
Yeah, too much cocaine.
It was all the drugs. When I first started at Rocket, I was still like pretty amped on video, and I go back and watch those from time to time, and I'm like, who is this guy? You don't realize it when you're doing it, but like, you know, you change when there's a camera on you, even if you don't want to, like you change. And so,
Well, and in my problem, I still do this, is I say like and so, like, I say that all the time. You're much better at that than I am.
no, I have the perfect cheat for it, which is I only have to speak right for 30 seconds to a minute at a time.
Right.
And I do a lot of editing. I take out extra words that I think were stupid. I chop things off. Sometimes I rearrange things. I do a lot of work in post to try and make myself sound less stupid. All Classics is done chasing the YouTube algorithm. I've lost my fire. I'll get a video when I feel like it. Yeah, I respect that and I understand. And like, again, the amount of, I just can't even tell you the amount of work I've put into getting the formula down, and the number of videos I've put out that were like a waste, and the amount of things I've done that didn't work have really informed the ones that did. And I've taken as many lessons as I could. Tom and I talk about this stuff all the time. Like, what works, what doesn't? Is this going to work? Is this framed right? Is this, am I doing the right thing here?
And then there's the thumbnails, there's the titles, like it's all that. All that is so important because it's, I mean, at the point where Jamie is, it's like he used to like share videos to like Facebook and like and on the message boards and everything. You get 100 views from that. If Jamie's getting 20,000 views on a video, 100 doesn't even move the needle anymore.
Yep. Sometimes people are like, "Hey, I shared your video to this group," and that's awesome, and I appreciate it. And I get people send me links of my videos shared on forums or like that kind of thing, and that's great. But nothing will. Yeah, auto evolution. Yeah. It used to be when they would steal content from me, I'd get like 300 to 500 views out of it, and that was amazing. And now it's like that's nothing compared to what the algorithm does. Like, you're playing to the algorithm, and yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, absolutely. I appreciate everybody watching my videos. It's awesome. Like, you regular guys kind of make this all work. Like, a huge part of the YouTube algorithm is your regular viewers watching your videos. So, and that's a huge part. So, like, the first couple hours, it's all usually the regulars who do that. And then it's the algorithm picks it up from that. But if your regular viewers aren't watching it, the algorithm won't pick it up later.
And that is why there are so many videos that I haven't made, because I just know. And it's changed a lot now. Again, like the position I'm in now, it's weird how things... I don't know, but it's still the same game. Like, people that watch your videos need to watch your videos. It will tell you that in studio. Your regular viewers are not watching this video, or they're watching it for less time.
Like, I was literally texting Jamie this morning. Like, he did a couple videos when he first started where it was like, oh, here's 10,000 view subscriber, shop update. No one watched those videos, so it really tells you where Jamie's channel is now that they did today. That they watched that video and it did pretty well.
The one I did today was 8 out of 10. Like, it's fine. It's that I'm fine with that. I didn't expect like a knockout hit or anything. It's more for, again, the hardcore viewers and the people that watch the channel all the time than anything else. It's still 11,000 views, which is pretty good.
When that's your floor, that's pretty good.
That's yeah. I remember. I'll always remember the Barracuda, the different Barracudas video I did got 3,500 views in a day. And that was like, whoa, it was amazing. And now like everything gets 10,000 and a good one gets almost 20.
You'd like jump in the slew if you got that now on a video.
I see other channels that put up videos that get like under 1,000 views. I don't want to drag anyone in this live stream necessarily. Okay, I'll drag Graveyard Cars. They are on YouTube, and dude, they put out a video the other day that didn't even get 3,000 views.
Dude, it's crazy. And
they have 230,000 subs.
And they get 2,000 views on a video.
I would jump off of a building if I put out a video that got under 3,000 views at this point. Like,
Jesus. I remember a couple months ago, somebody commented on one of my videos because they watch Jamie videos and they go to mine, and that helps. We have a very symbiotic relationship. Obviously, Jamie's way bigger than I am.
A lot of the same commenters over there, though.
But they posted my videos like, "Wow, you get way more views for your subscribers." Because I mean, I was getting like 5,000-10,000 views of videos. I didn't have that many subscribers. So I mean, I guess that's good. People like my channel; they're watching it. So I guess that's good. So sorry, we're doing a little insider into YouTube stuff. Here, people are asking about it. So
yeah, I do the same thing, and you don't want to compare to people, but at the same time, like, I've always looked at, okay, this channel's about the size as mine, this one's about the size as mine, this one's bigger than mine, this one's smaller than mine, and like, where are my average view numbers compared to them? And when my numbers are like double or triple or 5 times channels with like, over 100,000 subs, that tells me I'm doing something right. And so, I just keep going with the flow and doing what I do. Yes, the
Well, I
first
appreciate you
Imperial
guys
video
watching.
has...
I mean, it's yeah. Sorry, whatever doing's working. So I appreciate everybody
Yeah.
watching this stuff. So
Party
you
in
guys are making this
Washington
work.
for 75,000 subs. Tom promised 50,000 party.
I'm trying to convince the wife. She's not totally convinced on board yet, but I am down for doing something this summer. It's gonna be very informal if it happens, but I'm down for doing something this summer. I just have to convince my wife that it's okay to have that many people come here. I can just see like we do this, then like 500 people show up, and it's like, oh crap, what do we do?
I don't think it'll be 500, but I think it'll be 1 to 2.
How do you know that?
I don't. Vivian wants to know, 2 years from now, what's your review of your Vibe in 2024 video is going to say? I just gave you a review of my Vibe from early videos and then middle videos. But at this point, it's kind of leveled off, and it's the same Jamie, and it has been for a couple of years. So I think we're good. 20 Cent Motor says, not too boring, not too schmalzy. I try to keep it moving. One person the other day said that my videos, and it wasn't meant to be insulting because it was included with a comment, but he said, if anything, your videos are a little one note. And I'm like, what do I do with this? I don't know.
Well,
what I do works.
But that's your thing. Like, you
Yeah.
have to have an angle when you make a video. That's
Yeah.
Jamie's thing. He always has an angle. That they are one note but he also like has random stuff like it's raining or the streets flooding. Like one thing Jamie's videos are entertaining. It's not just about the one thing. He puts the other bunch of random stuff in it too to make it more entertaining.
I fancy myself a videographer at times. I used to do so much more of that stuff in videos. Actually, that's one big difference. In early stuff, there was always B-roll like that. Always.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Connor Lake Havasu says I sound like Fozzie Bear in the early videos. Wow.
Rademacher, it would double the population of Little Rock.
Yes, it would. Tom Fry watches all my videos. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. Scoop locked himself out again. Jeff Militich said my video was a perfect year-end video. Literally almost exactly the same video I made for year-end last year and 1 day later, or 1 day earlier in the year. Last year's was on December 30th. Figure that one out. Foxy Fix It. Yes, I did get your info on the cylinder head. I'm going to get a bear head. I want to, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. But I'm going to put springs on it. I figured I'd reuse my valves. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yes, Steven, the first 55 Imperial video has way more views. Diminishing returns.
Yeah, you need to get back to that too. Not just because I want to get out of my yard. Dean Stevenson, you posted something earlier I didn't follow up on. You said that the 65 Barracuda was very similar to the 62 Gia. That's absolutely correct. I actually worked on one of those. We actually did a 62 Gia in the shop. Yeah, super
awesome.
cool car. We did the body work on it. It ended up being a total disaster, but that's a whole nother story. But that was actually a 3-piece rear window. But the rear window is basically the same shape as the Barracuda, but it was a 3-piece rear window in 62 from Gia.
Mm-hmm. Josh Homan is a tiny channel himself, hoping to find my way quickly enough. Do what you do, be yourself, make videos consistently, and make them look as professional as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Look at channels that make videos like yours, figure out what they're doing for thumbnails. Don't necessarily copy them, but make one that looks at home next to theirs. Keep text simple, plain, easy to read in thumbnails. Try to come up with clever names. I name my videos like you'd name an article or something. Like, yeah. And Robert Fitch is right. Yeah, I was a musician for years before I ever did this. So, yeah, I don't have stage fright, but camera, it's still a different thing. Like, when you're in front of a crowd, you have their energy. When you're in front of the camera, you have silence. It's not the same thing.
It's really funny. Jamie does not like. I'm like the only person that can be around Jamie when he's filming. Like he does not like filming around people, and I'm the same way. I don't like interviewing people. I'm the same way. I don't like filming around people.
Yeah, that's hard for me to do. I've done it, but it's hard for me to do. I just don't. And music is the same. Like I have a studio right here, but I won't record if my family's around. Like I don't want people to hear me. I don't care if they hear the finished product when it's done. It's out there in the world. don't care, but I don't want you to hear me making it. It's just awkward. Oliver Brown wants to know how many extra RPMs you need out of a 383 to make the same power as a 440. Any noticeable difference? I like the 383 because of its lightness and its willingness to rev, but as far as what RPM you need, I don't know. That's such a loaded question. There are so many variables. I like the 383. I like a short deck engine. I like a shorter stroke. Everyone wants to build strokers. I'm going the other way. I want to de-stroke a 273. Let's go. But yeah, there are so many variables there. You don't necessarily need to go to 10,000 RPM with your 383. And are you comparing to a factory 440 or a healthily built 440? That's a totally different question. So anyway, hopefully that helps by muddying the waters. Yeah, I think Graveyard Cars does great work. I don't watch it. Yeah. A Mopar Man 408 says to do the surprise face thumbnail. Don't do that. It's cheesy and dumb. Tom put his face in 2 thumbnails, and I was like, that's a mistake. Don't do it.
If you're famous, if you're David Freiberger, if you're Troy Angeli,
Doug DeMuro,
put your face in the video. Yeah, put your face in the video. If you're me, no one wants to look at this face in the thumbnail, so it doesn't work for us. No. It works for them. It won't work for you. So
I ain't gonna do it. I just can't do it. I don't. The cars are the stars, and my whole channel has been built on me not being on camera. I'm on camera occasionally, usually when I'm doing drives, but that's pretty much it. The cars and the parts, the engines, whatever it is I'm talking about, that's what belongs on camera and in the thumbnail. So, yeah.
Cheap Roland was asked for some advice. I just hit 1,000 subscribers. If you give me the pointer on what I should do, I do DIY mechanic stuff
DIY
on Mopar, but get way more subs and videos on my dogs. What should I do?
That's rough.
Do both.
Maybe
man.
you have a dog channel. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like, you got to be yourself. People can tell when you're someone else. Be yourself. Make your videos, do it the way that you do it. You have to be as unique as you can be. In the beginning, people told me that I was just trying to be Derek all the time, which was never true, ever. Mm-hmm. But I was next to cars, trying to be funny occasionally, and when they would see me on camera, I have a beard and I'm like a redneck wearing a flannel. So, you just want to be Derek. No, I want to be me. So be yourself. Just make the best video you can. And again, branding. Get yourself a logo, like mine. Use a consistent style in your thumbnails. Good, nicely taken framed photos of whatever car you're working on. We have found time and time again that if the thumbnail doesn't have a car in it on a car channel, it's not going to do very well.
Well, it's like, I did my video today on the paperwork, and I was trying to find a thumbnail, and luckily I had a picture of the dealership from 1963, 1964.
That's a cool picture.
And it actually worked pretty good. So, but you got to have a car in the picture. If you don't have a car or something interesting, we both did Hemi videos. We had the Hemi engine in it that worked, but it's usually cars. So
I cannot tell you how important good video titles. And it doesn't have to be good the way I do it either. There are other channels that do different wacky things and it works very well for them, but that's their formula as well. So consistency, that's the other thing. Do what you're going to do and do it again and again and again. And same with the thumbnails. They have to be recognizable. They have to be nicely put together. Again, a good picture, good simple text in it. Look at other channels that are making the kind of thing that you want to make and kind of sort of do what they do.
Mm-hmm. McLovin, you know what that font's actually called? The actual name of that font? It's called King Richard, and it's like Richard Petty's font. I don't know where my ex-business partner Mike found that years and years and years ago, and I always love it. I always did the rocket logo on that. We did everything, and it's called King Richard because it's Richard Petty's font.
I hear something rumbling. It might be my brother's Camaro, but it sounds really rumbly. David Holiday is new here. Suddenly you showed up on my playlist. The 81 Challenger was the video that showed up. Yeah, that one has been going, those videos in general have been going big and bringing in tons of new people. Because it's a slightly different thing and people just love it. It's just such an everyman car. And
thanks for coming, David. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate that.
It is 8 and we have not slowed down at all.
No.
At all.
No, it's a problem. D1 Menace says Graveyard Cars are just posting old TV shows. Not true. They keep posting videos that say in the thumbnail "new for YouTube" or in the title "new YouTube video," and they just don't. They don't do well.
Well, and what's funny about them is I kind of wonder, they're one of the unique ones. They produce their own show, so they control it, so it costs very little to put that on TV. I kind of wonder, they just got rid of all the other shows. I kind of wonder if they're going to stick around. But the thing is, it costs Motor Trend very little to run that show because
Right.
Graveyard Cars takes on all the production. So I would be curious to see if that's going to go away, because you see that because Freiburger showed up on YouTube and everyone's like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
Roadkill's probably going to end, but they're doing
Yep.
a bunch of YouTube, so I'm kind of
Yep.
curious if they're going to get canceled or not. So
We'll see. But yeah, they are posting YouTube videos somewhat consistently, and they just are not getting the views. But I suppose if they oriented themselves more towards YouTube and posted, I don't know, better, more frequently, and tweak their style to fit YouTube a little bit better, they could do well, I'm sure. But anyway, Chris Freemaster says lots of different types of artists prefer to create alone. Yeah, I certainly do. And this is an art. Like, there's no question of that. Cypher F, what up? Yeah, Mexican Spec. My brother bought a 2020 Camaro SS 1LE 6-speed car. It's ridiculous. It's the worst color I've ever seen.
I don't understand.
Astron content started here. 81 Challenger content started here. If you see another car channel doing, 81 Challenger, Astron NA performance builds, they're just copying me. There are channels.
I need to go to
yeah.
I need to go to the Haggerty price guide and see if the price of 81 Challengers go up after your video came out.
I know
There's
for
a huge
sure
demand for them.
the prices on closed chamber 273 heads are going to go up after that one. Oh, just tell the whole world this cheap thing is great. Yeah.
We kept on talking about the single barrel carb, the Carter one instead of the Holly. Like, you can't find them anymore.
You can't buy them anymore. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm single-handedly ruining the market. Nice. Paul Shea dipped out. Good night, Paul. Robert Fitch says your property could easily accommodate 500 people. Yeah, but where do they park?
They got to mow the field.
Yeah. And Robert Fitch will bring the lasers and a stage as long as my band, Frickin' Lasers, is performing. Dennis Wheeler loves when I yell at the chickens. Dave Freeman says Derek and his QC names annoy me. You know what sucks? When I got on YouTube, my brother is a weirdo, and we worked on cars together for years, and we had goofy names for everything. Batteries were batteries. We said radiator for some reason because he went to the Midwest once, and some goofy mechanic called it a radiator. We had dumb names for everything, and I knew if that stuff ever spilled into YouTube, I just knew that it would be never-ending. Oh, you just want to be Derek because you say dumb things. So I intentionally, go out of my way to sound not stupid, usually.
It's a stick, and it works for him, so.
Yep. What the hell was that? Something exploded, dude.
Outside?
Yes.
Oh.
Thankfully, but nearby. Michael Prusi says, let's get an R body on the channel in 2025. I'd love to do an R body. I just, again, as with everything else, one has to show up. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind finding a Washington State Patrol. They ran 81 St. Regis. I wouldn't mind finding one of those. They were in Rambo, actually. Prominently in Rambo.
Mark M says he had a light ribbing on the word like. I know you use that one a lot and that sort of thing. But here's the thing you guys got to understand. Tom, unlike me, I cut. I think about what I'm going to say. I say it. I cut. And I screw it up. And sometimes I do it 4 times. Tom is doing the same stream of consciousness thing I'm doing, but he doesn't cut his videos. He just keeps going. And that's hard to do.
Jamie spends hours and hours and hours editing. I don't have time. I'm trying to run a restoration shop. This is not my full-time job. It's Jamie's full-time job now. It is not my full-time job. So there's going to be some likes. There's going to be some stumbles in my video. Just the way it goes. So
I politely tell him often, hey, this could have used some editing. But,
I'm aware of that.
It is what it is. And again, I understand it. There are things about Tom's videos I would change, but all of them take time, and it's just not worth it for him to do that. It's worth it for me to cut these things the best that I can and make them the best that I can, and I do.
Jamie's are way better at it than mine, but that's just kind of, he spends more time on it. If I spend more time, I can make it more polished, but it is what it is. So,
yep. Tom Fry, throwout bearing could be worn on one side, causing the charger to shutter. It's a Daytona. But again, and I have to keep going back to this because people keep making suggestions like that, and I appreciate it, Tom, but it only does it in reverse. Any clutch problem would do it in reverse and first gear. This is not a clutch-related problem. It cannot be a clutch-related problem, or it would do it in first as well. And I hope that makes sense. I've thought about a lot of these things, but you can just eliminate clutch right there because it's not. People have said pressure plate, hot spot, worn, and the clutch is worn. There's no question of that, but it would do it in first, and it doesn't. It's only reverse.
Jamie has helped me on a couple videos. There was a couple videos last summer I did that were just a mess, and I actually had him come in and edit it. The problem is Jamie lives an hour away from me, so it's an hour in, hour back, and when he's here, his time is extremely valuable. I need him working on cars, not working on my YouTube channel. Yeah. So, because I don't make a lot of money off this YouTube channel, so it's like, yes, I do have him help me sometimes. He helps me out with thumbnails, titles. He's way better at that than I am. Sometimes he'll help come in and clean up a video, but I usually do most of my own editing here. So,
yep. And All Classics is, same thing. He's trying to run a restoration business. And again, I get that. I was running a business when I started YouTube, and I made the time, and it was rough. And it still is. Like, every Saturday, Sunday morning, Friday mornings, Wednesday mornings, sometimes Tuesday evenings, Friday evenings, Saturday evenings, our editing. And then all weekend is answering comments. Like, just ask my wife how much time, or ask my phone how much time I spend on it. 6.5 hours a day. Okay? That's average. 6.5 hours a day. It's a lot. You have to dedicate so much to do this at the level I'm doing it. So be prepared for that, or it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of questions about a successful YouTube channel. A huge part of that is answering comments, because that really gives a sense of community to people, and I really appreciate the people who take the time to comment on my videos, and I like to take the time to respond, because every comment, I read every single comment that comes in. I may not get to all of them. I may hit the like button because I like it because I don't have time to answer, but it's really important to do that if you want to be successful on YouTube, because it really builds an audience and it builds loyalty. So,
Rich Riker, no, I will not do a PT Cruiser with a mid-mounted big block, but I will do a PT Cruiser with a big block. And you could take that to the bank. I have the big block. I have the PT Cruiser. Kind of. I need to go get it. Chris Freemaster, is it possibly a fault with the intermediate gear used by reverse? Don't know. I have a couple other things to check first. Engine mount. Yes. Yes, many, many people have said engine mounts. I got it. I'm going to check them. Yeah. Tiffany Hovey is a picture editing master since starting Keepo's Place. Yeah, you got to edit out the butt sniffs. Nice. Hey, McLovin posted up a link to Tom's channel. If you somehow have not gotten there, check it out. Please subscribe to Tom.
But we need to see how to I know we can do live to my channel. We should try to do that next time.
Yeah, it's activated. You should be able to do it from StreamYard on your end. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Pretty sure you should just have a button for it, because you can stream to your channel. And Hot Shoot said plus Discord time. Yes, very true. I spend time on there now.
This to your audience. I'm not gonna try that
now.
Right now. But
it's a little late. But yeah, also emails, also Facebook messages, which I don't get to very often. Also, whatever else. People message me through my merch store. What did you do? Why do you? Okay.
I don't know. I hit a button. That was stupid.
Rich Riker, don't know how you guys do it. Well, again, it pays the bills for me, so it took quite a while to get there, but I knew I was going to get there, and I just stuck with it. The stars really have to align.
Yeah, my channel's Rocket Restorations. Yeah, it's,
yes.
To get to the level of success Jamie has done is not easy. You have to have talent, you have to have dedication, you have to have content. I mean, that's one great thing that we work together a lot with. Well, he's here getting a lot of content here. Whenever he comes out, he tries to get a video while he's out here, and I try to accommodate that as much as possible. So
it's much appreciated. And I know it's helped get you a lot of attention as well, some of which maybe gets challenging at times.
Well, I've gotten, I get a lot of emails, but I mean, I've got a lot of business from it too. A lot of guys watch this and, want to use rocket restorations to restore their car. I've bought cars from estates on here. The 69 Charger from Chicago. That was great. The guy, was watching, the lives and contacted me, and we ended up buying that Charger, and it worked out
He's
really well.
still here sometimes. In fact, I think I just got an email from him pretty recently.
Yep. Good dude. Super good dude. I met him at McCacken last year. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. I probably knew that. D1 Menace says, that's true. Whenever I comment on a DDG video, Jamie always acknowledges it. A lot of posters don't. I read every comment. They pop up in studio. I either respond if a response is, necessary, or I click a heart. I read all of them. I put an insane amount of time into it, and I'm glad that people appreciate it. And yeah, it keeps us going back and forth, and it's pretty cool. I get a lot of good info out of the comments. I really do.
Jay, as far as the Lemons race, I think it's in April. I got to look at the schedule. I'll be judging there. Jamie probably won't go. I'll be honest. It's up in Seattle. It's quite a ways away from him. It's going to be at Pacific Raceways in Kent. I'll be there as a judge. But yeah, I'll try to throw out a reminder when it gets a little closer. But I don't usually do videos from there because it's not really the content that's good for my channel. I've tried to do it while working there, and it just doesn't work. So,
did you post one, or did you just film one and change your mind after mine sucked so bad?
I filmed mine, and it wasn't good. I just didn't post it.
Mine wasn't good either. I posted it because it was sitting in my laptop, and I was like, I just need to get this out there, and it did worse than I thought it would do.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's cool. I love it, but like, when I'm there, I'm working for Lemons. I'm a judge, which I basically
you got a job to do.
Yeah, I have a job to do. So it's like I'm telling people are cheating, and then I punish them if they spin off the track, basically. And it's really hard to get a video in while doing that. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yes, Tony did give up on the comments a couple 100,000 subs ago. He used to read all of them, but he has a different technique now. Yeah, and I get it. Like, again, I'm still keeping up with it now, barely, but it's getting hard. So, yeah. Isaiah, did you pick up another 67 Barracuda? Yeah, and you can't have it. It's not even a whole car. Jesus. It's got holes in it, like big ones. I mentioned it,
it's three quarters of a Barracuda. I never got time to watch. Yeah, we took our Christmas tree down this afternoon. I never even got a chance to watch Jamie's videos today, so I'll watch it tomorrow.
That doesn't happen until after New Year's. Captain Kurt's Garage says Gnarly Speed Shop is a good channel. Good couple people. I agree. Although I have to say they built that like pro touring Charger with all these sponsored parts and high dollar stuff, and I was just going. Anyway, no, they're cool. I didn't enjoy that. It's just too much. Oh, let me just change everything about this super awesome 68 Charger. Yes, DDG continues on Discord. It sure does. I'm in there 1 to 3 times daily, I'd say. I drop in the Discord. It's like 8:15, which is well after the time we normally quit. We've still got 203 people here, which I really appreciate. Thanks for hanging out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Jamie, do you have any Barracuda back windows? Seems like they're kind of rare. How long is this joke going to continue? Because... it was a joke.
Do you want to link to my video?
So I'm going to just link to your video every time anyone says that for the rest of forever.
Please do. Please do.
I've told people to go watch it, but... Hey, McLovin, would you mind dropping the Discord link again real quick? He's super good on that kind of stuff. You could scroll up and find it, but... Oh, McLovin saw my comment on a Facebook post this week. Oh, yeah. I'm not... I completely left Facebook for a while, and I've kind of I'm back on there a little bit occasionally. I used to spend so many hours responding to like tech questions and problems people were having in the Facebook groups. And I just got sick of it. And again, I do the same thing in my comment section now and in my emails and in my Facebook messages and Instagram messages. So I don't do that so much anymore. But every now and again, I'll see something that I just have to comment on. And somebody, and I can't remember who, tagged me in an LA Engine building question in an LA Engine group. So I joined that and left a 5-paragraph response. Yeah, Barracuda back windows are actually worth $2.2 million each. And I have 2, so all my problems are over. I usually call fake Facebook face tubes. Yeah, the face tubes. Anyway.
Okay. All right.
I'm
I think we're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rich
All right.
Riker was a born troll. Yeah. All right. It's been a time and a half. No music tonight.
Thanks everybody for
I have
coming.
a guest.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in the comments. And I'll see you next year. I'll have a Hemi video out on Wednesday, so watch for that.
Watch it.
Watch it. Do the thing. See you in the comments. See you next week. Thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.